So, last session, after each of you agreed and signed a contract with the Bormar Guild, you set off to enjoy the celebration of Wild Night, and also to find more information about everything that had been happening in the city of Sharn. Upon entering the Bormar-owned Chance Gambling Hall, you met several individuals of varying interests, including the Das Kobolds, the visiting dwarves from the Moor Holds, a Wardforged band, and friends and companions of Ardren, including Ivory, Palutella, Barston, and Barston's new significant other, Ash, who declared she was a Temple of the Shadow. You found out several different places of interest that you might want to experience in Sharn, but it is up to you now where you'd like to go. Currently, you've all traveled from Chance Gambling Hall over to the Broken Anvil Inn, which is owned by Ardren's aunt. So we kind of did a hasty inn last session when we were at Devondi's, and then we kind of just traveled to the city back to the inn so we could finish up. But if you would like to go back and continue that evening before the long rest, you can. Or we can just move on and skip to the end scene. So, what would you like to do?
Okay, so yeah, we were shopping, and turns out we are broke, right?
Just not as wealthy as the upper class.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
is what you
Can't
figured
afford
out.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right,
Yet.
They did
But it's good to
mention
know about it.
about mystics.
Yeah.
The more
I can barely hear Arjun.
barely hear me. Give me a second. Output volume. How about now? Is that any better?
A little bit.
A little bit, but I'm just turning you up, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea, because if he turns his sensitivity up too high, you'll hear me
Yeah.
through his mic.
Yeah, because I had him turned down. So now go. Yes, much better.
We heard of mystics, which is more of the lower end of I don't know how much lower end, but middle.
It's called the Mystic Market, and it was located inside the Bazaar on the lower level of the city. Which y'all saw the Bazaar on the way to the Bormar's house, their estate. You saw the Bazaar off that bridge, so you kind of know where it is, but it's on the opposite side of the city from where you are currently.
Well, yeah. So it was a more low cost value for stuff. If Megan or Belcairo, if you were interested.
You know, I'll just try to save my money for now. I'm really interested to see if I can find something, but at this point in time, I don't think I have enough money.
All right.
Shall we go on? I'm getting kind of tired at the moment, though.
Well, and I know the perfect place. This is what's the name of it again? The Dragon something?
This is the Broken Anvil.
Broken Anvil Inn. I don't have anything else that I would like to do at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna rest and then figure out what we're gonna do tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, so as you walk into the Broken Anvil Inn, the first thing you see is it's a little space. My Roll20 is acting weird. There we go. Okay. It's a little space, but it's a tower. So it's its own little spindly tower that goes off of one of the other buildings. And so as you walk in to this tower, it's a pretty small size dining area. It's only got like 5 tables, and then there's a little place in the corner for a band or a singer, a bard. And then behind the bar, you see Ilsa, and she's sitting there and she's flipping through a newspaper.
Hey, Aunt.
Arjun, is that you?
On the newspaper, does it look like it was one of the ones that have me on it, or is this old?
No, this is today's.
Okay. Hey, I just got back into town. How's everything running on this side?
You just got back into town? How long you been gone?
Oh, I don't know. Long enough to meet these guys, and I introduce the 69ing robot.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Handshaking, which we can't do these days. And so she offers you all a drink. She offers you a cup of golden dragon ale, which is kind of like the standard stuff. She offers each of you a glass if you want it, and then she kind of comes back out from behind the bar to sit and talk with everybody, or converse. So where you been, Arjun?
Well, I went on an objective for my dad, and went out and towards to meet some people. Got lost, had a lot of tragic things happen, and made it back here now. It doesn't really matter, but I did find all these people, and now we're on a top secret mission.
Oh, she's cute.
I like her.
Mhm. She's
Oh,
yeah.
and so she listens to you and she's like, "Oh, it's Lensa Plains. I've been out there a few times. That's a fun place to explore. Lots of adventures to be had." Like, I can tell by your new companion. And she kind of looks over at a fire and sees Mud as well, sitting inside her tavern. She just kind of rubs him on the head. She doesn't even care. Like, she's pretty used to it. And then she looks over at Balkyra and she sees the dress you're wearing and she knows where it came from because it used to be hers when back when
Ooh.
she was younger in her younger days. So it
Wait,
hasn't
so
been
it
used.
fits both of us?
Yeah. So she's a little like she's a more stocky, stout little halfling, but
Yeah, that's
uh
funny. Oh, I can
yeah.
imagine what this dress looks like on me then.
Yeah, you're in halfling clothes. Yeah.
hmm
Ooh.
So
It's alright, it fits me just perfectly.
oh, that's great. I'm glad it could be of use.
I absolutely love it.
I totally forgot about that thing.
Yeah, sis, let her go through the wardrobe, I guess, of,
I can't hear you. Can y'all hear him?
Oh,
He's a little better now.
sis. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, sis let her in through, I guess, old hand-me-down stuff, and she was able to find something that still looked decent.
That's great. And then, so what are you doing here?
Right. That's important to know. We need a place to stay. Well, they need a place to stay, and I guess I'll be sticking around with them while we're on this task for my dad. Uh,
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. All my rooms are free right now. We don't have any. Hasn't been a whole lot of business on this side of town, so that's perfect. The cheaper rooms are going to be. Uh, Actually, you know what? And she kind of looks around and sees that you're all related. Most of you are wearing the Bormar pens or showing signs that you know Argent. So she says, times are tough right now, but I'll give you the rooms for free if anybody wants to donate towards it. You can, but y'all can have the rooms. Y'all are, he's family. So there's 6 rooms in this tower, one for each of you.
Thank you.
So okay, so if you want to zoom out on the map, I'm gonna reveal the towers in order. They don't have like titles to say which floor they are. So the first room, the first one I did is the first floor. If y'all can see it, or the second floor. I mean, sorry.
I'm gonna hand over 10 gold pieces to her, like, sneakily.
Okay.
Halfling style.
Do a sleight of hand.
Ooh, not so sneakily. 8.
8.
8.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get it to her, and if anyone notices, they don't say anything. Here's the second floor. So the first room. I'm sorry. The first floor is the floor that y'all are on. The second floor is the floor with 3 rooms. The third floor is a floor with 2 rooms and a sitting table. There'd be like the higher classrooms, and then the top layer is like has 1 room in it. So there. So she offers each of you a key, depending on who wants to be on the first floor. With a
I'll be on the first floor.
I'll be on the first floor.
I want to be where the pool is. Hot tubs. Is that what those are?
I think that's a table.
they are now.
Oh, it's a table. I was
Nope,
like, I
now
want a
they're hot
hot
tubs.
tub.
They're hot tubs now.
Oh yeah, that's where I want to go.
I'll stay on the first floor if there's room still.
Sure. Okay, so we'll put. I'm just gonna move your tokens to your respective rooms for the time. But put Kyra up here.
Y'all.
396.
They
Nyack.
do look like hot tubs.
Arjun, you'll get the top floor, so you have one to yourself. And that'll put Thalia with Belkyra.
All right.
Yeah. So she gives you all a key, and you don't have to leave yet. I was just saying whose rooms are whose, so y'all know. But y'all can still be in the tavern talking to her if you want. Didn't mean to like rush that, but so she gives you each a key to your rooms and lets you know where it is, and she kind of let's say she shows you to them. So as you all walk up the stairs, she's conversating with you. If there's anything y'all would like to talk about with her, or what she was doing when y'all walked in, or what's been going on in this part of Sharn.
I'll take a gander here. So, what were you reading there?
Oh,
When we walked in.
yeah, she has it like folded under her arm. It's just the newspaper for today. Do you want it?
Sure.
I think I've looked at it. So all of you, as she holds it out to him, all of you see the front page. So in my version of Eberron, there is photography. A lot of games they don't like doing photography because it can complicate the game later on. But I like thinking of it as it's like an arcane object that's taking the picture. So it's like some sort of arcane contraption that's a camera that's taking the picture. It's not actually science; it's magic that's being used. But this picture was taken by Raza, and Arjun, you would know Raza. Raza is the gargoyle that you saw when y'all were coming into Terminus Station. Yeah. She's a photographer for the Sharn Inquisitive.
Looks like Raza's at it again. Yeah, this actually coincides with what we've been seeing and hearing. Have you heard anything about this? Anything more than, I guess,
More than what the paper says?
yeah.
Yeah, this part of I don't know how much your father was able to tell you. It seems like you haven't been home for long, but this part of Sharn has been hit the hardest on this level. Lower Dura, which is where the Broken Anvil Inn is, it's been hit the hardest. Anything that's owned by the Boromars is being attacked on a pretty regular basis. So they have lots of warehouse. All their warehouses are in this district, and her inn as well. So which is why she is fully armed and up at 1 a.m. waiting for anybody to come in. But she lets you know about some of the attacks that's been going on. There's been goblins that have been coming around, a few kobolds, and just some stronger people too. They've just been wanting to come in and destroy our inn so that the Bormar Guild can't make any money, and all of the legitimate businesses that we own are being downtrodden by the Dask, and it's becoming a pretty routine thing, pretty regular around here.
Are you... So goblins, you say?
Goblins,
That seems to be getting off me.
kobolds, yeah, bugbears, the
Well,
occasional. And of course, their leaders. Their leaders are usually, an Ani or a Medusa or a Minotaur or something. But
so you're
usually
saying,
only one of those, and then a big group of their followers.
so you're saying these are coordinated attacks by the Dask to mess with the Barmar business?
Yeah, It would definitely appear that way. Even the council knows about him. Elira came over here the other day talking to me just to see how things are going. She said the council's aware. They just aren't doing anything about it. They want, as you know, there's a bunch of problems, a bunch of conflict in the council right now, and a lot of them don't like the Bormars and want them taken out of power. So they aren't doing anything about it. And the Das just keep working their way up, and they're ignoring it.
Well, that doesn't seem safe, especially if we aren't even in power. What does it matter? They're still gonna destroy shit. I feel like if it's not the Barmars, it'll be someone else.
You're not wrong. But, I'd like to keep the power with us as long as can.
So, how frequent have these attacks been?
About maybe once a week, once every other week. If we're lucky, I'll get 3 weeks apiece. But it's becoming a problem. It's getting a lot more frequent, especially over the last couple of months.
And when was the
Are we
last time
all
you were attacked?
in the room?
Yeah, you're kind of like wandering up the stairs, and she's like showing you your rooms.
Okay, but we're
But
all
you're all
together.
together.
Like,
Yeah, you're all
okay, this-
together.
So, when was the last time you were attacked, at least this place?
Well, I just got everything put back together, and I bought some new tables and stuff. But I think right now it's been about 4 days.
Okay. Just making sure that if we're staying the night, we don't have to actually, worry just yet. But I guess we'll try to keep an eye out. If anything, I got old Fire here to be the lookout. If you need
we
him to.
don't. We don't. Are you sure we don't want to experience one of these situations? Maybe this was something that could help us understand what's exactly going on here if we wait long enough to see this.
It will. It would be. That's why I was asking. I was trying to figure out when more than not. But
How often? Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw them in the dining area, but I do have one of your father's bouncers here. So he's been trying to protect us as best he can, and also he's now positioned 2 of his fences. Um, and at this point, it all kind of clicks in your head. The 2 characters that are down there that kind of look like have the masks on with the red lips and look like mimes. They're not mimes. They're actually fences, which a fence is like somebody who does the dirty work for a crime syndicate. Like if you need a body taken care of and, taken somewhere, or you have things that need to be smuggled, they're the ones that do that kind of work. So these mimes are related to the Boromir Guild. They're his people. So they also frequently, well, I'll leave that till later in the game. But yeah. So he's been stationing people here to help out, to kind of protect us, and hopefully it works out. But sometimes they get called away. They get called away because there's 4 warehouses in the next district that belong to the Boromars, and they've been hit the hardest because, of course, they are the ones that have all the goods. They have the drugs and all this contraband that he's smuggling into the city.
crazy that how my family has so much power, yet they don't utilize any wards or anything like that of the magic entity. I know they hate it because, well, anything weird like that one, and I point at Valkyra, is taken into like this. Oh my! I mean, I've been around here for a little bit, and Barston, they're fine people. They're okay. There's something more than that happening here. It's not just an individual Dusk. It's not. I don't think it's just a Dusk. Doesn't make
Well,
enough sense to me.
I can tell you for sure that the people that have been breaking into my particular tavern are Dask. I don't know why. Obviously, they don't leave a letter to explain it, but yeah, they're definitely Dask.
They don't send any bricks in with notes on them? I thought that was typical. Must just be the books.
What
I'm
particular
not sure
dusk
they
are
know how
they?
to write.
So I'm just
Like,
trying to be clear. Go ahead.
They're the Dask. What I told you,
yeah,
like
what
the
are they? Are
races.
they? Are they? Is it a bunch of different races? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. With the Dask are typically composed of. There's usually someone higher up in the group, like a Minotaur or a Medusa or an Ani or something, an ogre mage,
Okay.
that leads it, and then they have a lot of followers that follow them around to do their bidding, such as goblins and kobolds and bugbears and of
Yeah, I'm
lesser
just trying to
intelligent
identify 'em.
creatures. Yeah.
So, do these attacks, are they random, or do they have a
Yeah.
purpose?
No, they seem pretty random, but they're only directed towards anything owned by the Boromars. They're not
Well, so then
directed.
there is a purpose.
Well, I guess there is to
They're
take us out of
randomly
power.
specific.
The timing, though, is not specific, as far as I've seen.
How do they
Well, if
know that everything that has been owned by the Boromars is owned by the Boromars? Is there an indicator? I haven't really been to the warehouses specifically. Not my forte.
I mean, it's not like we leave the sigil on the door, but I mean, it's not. You just have to ask around. Everybody here knows everyone, you know. Like all you
Does
can do
any
is
of the
ask the next door
competition,
neighbor.
any of their competition get tipped as well? Or is it only the Boromars? I'm assuming that they're not the only ones that are in this line of work.
I haven't
So,
asked.
who are like what enemies do you guys have? Like, what other groups? Because I'm wondering if maybe they have something to also do with it, or maybe we can get some information from somebody that you guys don't get along with. I don't know how easy that would be.
You're wondering who our enemies are?
If
Well, I
perhaps maybe
mean,
that has something to do with why the Bormars are being attacked.
we are a crime syndicate, so we have a fair amount of them. But inside Sharn itself, our main enemies are the Dask, and then there's also a different crime syndicate. I'm not sure if y'all are aware. Y'all seem to be new to the city, but they're called the Tyrants, and it's a whole crime syndicate full of changelings. So it's really hard to keep up with whose allegiance they have because they change at will. But they are in the city. I do know of them.
Hmm.
As far as politically, there's a good number of counselors that aren't on our side, that's for sure. And I don't know who they have following them. So
Peculiar.
Possibility that might be worth looking into.
Yeah. I'll
Well, I
mention it
believe
to
we
my
have a
sister.
list of locations that we need to look at. I guess we can discuss it in the morning.
That is
And I'm
yeah,
guessing they showed us our rooms by now, so I'm just gonna walk into my room.
yeah. She's. You probably were the first to get your key, so you get your room and go in.
I'm
And
gonna go soak in the hot tub.
yeah, so SM396 goes in her room, and then Nyack goes in his. And as they're going up to the second level, she kind of quickly lists out the counselors that she knows to be aware of to you, just throwing out their
Okay.
names. Okay, so there's Counselor Delana Ironhand.
So, you cut the first word cut out.
Counselor Delana Ironhand.
Okay.
And then my chat's not working. Anyway, okay, and then Counselor Sava Kariza. Counselor Jaren Tomalin. And Counselor Maza Thadoon.
Starts with an S.
Maza Tha Thadoon.
Okay. Definitely going to have maybe perhaps.
At this point, it's starting to look like I actually may have to talk to my sister.
Yeah, your sister has a lot on her plate, and so be careful. Definitely make sure you do it in private.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So then, yeah, Belkyra and Thalia take their leave, and then Arjun and Ilsa are the only ones left going up to the last tier.
Who left?
You and her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and as you're flipping through that newspaper, no one else sees it, but since they've already kind of gone over to their rooms, but you see this as you're flipping through it. Of course, my Roll20 is not working. Hold on, I'm gonna reload.
It's been a little bit wonky for me too over here.
I just see Jamie frozen and smiling at us right now. From Roll20.
Great.
Some things it could be.
Okay. Yeah, something's wrong. She never smiles.
There you go.
Oh, we see what we're not supposed to.
Well, it's fine. But
Go ahead and read it.
infamous heir returns. Multiple recent reports during the celebrations last evening confirmed that missing Bormar heir Arjun has finally returned to Sharn. Sightings of a motley group led by the individual came from Umber Minthus. It is said that the group included a shifter, dark elf, warforged, and a tiefling to boot. Arjun and a companion were both sporting marvelous raptor beasts. Catch the next edition for a full report.
Son
Oh.
of a bitch.
It's just a little thing in the
What?
corner on one of the pages.
So who's reporting
You
all
don't see
this?
it. You'll have to talk about it in the morning if Arjun shares it with you.
Oh,
But
sorry. Okay.
yeah, Arjun's the only one that sees it right now.
Got it.
Well, that's up for discussion now. Our cover is kind of blown by that. I say to Fire, and I rub him on the head with his teeth. I rub his teeth.
You're brushing your dinosaur's teeth before
we're
bed.
getting ready for bed. I gotta brush his teeth. Right.
Oh, they're so cute.
Some of the fairies or monsters that he's eaten in the past 24 hours, he needs that cleaned out.
Wings are stuck in his teeth.
Yeah, I got some wings.
Don't forget the floss.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody takes their long rest, and
Huzzah.
as morning comes, you all smell the bacon in the air and the breakfast that's ready for you down below. She's excited to have people in town, people in her place.
This is not home. Fuck.
Before I go
Wait, is this
downstairs,
like
I roll up
on the other floor?
a joint and I smoke it out on this counter table before I go downstairs.
Okay, roll a Constitution saving throw.
12.
12. Okay, yeah, you're high, so you're good.
Man, I wish it was that easy.
Just roll a
Shit,
dice.
I'm
I'm high.
Feeling much better.
I'm gonna be late for breakfast. I'm gonna just hop in my hot tub to wake up in a nice relaxing area. With the raptor, he's gonna jump in with me. Fire.
With the raptor.
Yeah, Fire's gonna jump into the water with me.
Arjun and Fire.
It's been a while since you've been, had a pool of water. Drink up, and kind of gross, but whatever.
I've seen weirder.
You got some bath water there, Arjun?
Yeah, bathwater. Gamer dinosaur bathwater.
There you go. Yeah, gross. Just reminds you of, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
On that note, I'd go downstairs.
Yeah, same.
So we got a full rest, right?
Yeah, everyone
Yeah,
got a
we
long
do.
rest.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming that we all meet up downstairs, or just a few of us are doing our own thing right now.
Well, I'm in the bath. Hot tub.
I would love first breakfast, so I'm going down.
Okay, so each of you come downstairs, she offers you her special, which is like a big home-style country breakfast, and it's got all the goodies, the hash browns and the eggs and the bacon. So she lays it out for each of you free of charge. She's like, so you know, I won't always be able to give you this for free, but for the first day, I will. It's
I'll
just
give her
there's
a
a lot.
gold.
Yeah, there's a
A
lot
gold
going on
piece.
around here, so
Not too mad, but I already gave her 10 gold. That's more than enough.
That's why
you
I give
did
her
it in
1.
secret.
Mhm.
Yeah, she takes it willingly and thanks you very much. Okay. So she kind of doesn't interfere with your business too much. She knows, like, she doesn't know you guys, so she's just letting y'all sit at the table, and she's back in the back preparing for her day. Whenever y'all are ready to decide what y'all want to do for the day.
So, Pokey, where do you want to go? I'm sitting
don't
at the
know.
table next to him.
Weren't we supposed to go figure out who's tampering with the drugs, though?
There's so many things that we can do. I mean, we have information that we gathered in the bar that we could definitely go to, like the different regions of the city. Like I want to say, like Claire's kitchen. You know, the one area that you were talking to about the Warforge. I believe Arjun probably has some different areas as well.
Ardrin
Oh,
did say
just
that he could help me get a new face.
that he did. And didn't you find out an area that you could go to like you know, make modifications?
Yeah, the factory.
I believe that's in the same area as some of our other things that we're looking for.
Think so. I think it's on more than one level, though.
Well, I remember those the cogs, and then there's a level above it.
Is that one of
Which
the
is the
same
level you're
factories
on.
that's getting hit?
Do it?
Is that one of the same factories that is getting like attacked by the Oni dudes?
Oh, it's
I don't think we know. We'd
yeah,
have to go there
you
to
don't
find
know
out.
yet.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's okay. I just wasn't sure if I should answer or not.
hmm
Um,
Yeah. Once we get there, then we'll know.
Heard.
Well, I guess we should just finish breakfast, let everybody else come downstairs, and decide then on what to do.
I'm in my room, but I wanted to say that I'm now dressed and ready for the day's adventure. But I take out my pocket watch, the pocket watch I have with me, and I start looking at it intently. It is a golden colored pocket watch, old, and it has some what looks like runic symbols on it. And I'm just taking a look at it, viewing it. It's kind of like one of my things that I do.
Tell me you got a monocle too.
And a cane.
I walk downstairs with my pimp hat on, my cane, and I'm
And a
just
top hat.
with my dinosaur,
Feather.
with my feather coming out, just walking in. No.
Swag.
I look at it, I sigh, and I close it and put it back in my cloak, and I head downstairs to meet up with the rest of them. Oh, looks like you all found breakfast. I
Yes, we did. That was quite good.
haven't had a breakfast like this in a while. And I then take my food and give it to the dinosaur, and I go find more.
You see Ilsa in the corner go, ah! And then she just throws up her hands and walks back and goes and gets you another plate.
He's gotta eat too.
I had scraps.
Hey,
You could have just asked.
he is better than Scraps, okay? Right? And he starts eating other people's food.
Are you describing shadow or dinosaur?
Oh.
The fiery shadow.
So guys, take a look at this, and I'm gonna sit at the table with them. If you can move my character, that'll be easier.
You want me to move yours too, Nyack?
Yeah, my computer is kind of. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, just wrong floor. I'll move it over.
Yeah.
It's cool.
My bad.
Yeah, there you go. Sit
So
across from
guys,
Dahlia.
before we enter Dreamland, I noticed this, and I pull out the newspaper article and show them what it states. It stated that we are. They noticed that I came back and that I'm with this group, and I feel like our cover's been blown for the task at hand because you guys are associated with me. So it looks like
You
we
are
just.
quite popular.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you haven't noticed.
How would these guys even notice us? Honestly, like, I think that we would have at least saw them. I don't know. This is crazy.
I noticed Raza out there, but I thought she didn't notice me, so I'm not sure.
Coralyn, roll a history check for me.
History. +2. A 6.
A 6. Okay. You don't. The only thing you remember from going up to the 3rd level to the upper city is that there was a lot of whispers, people whispering around and stuff. You didn't know
I
what
just
it was
remember
for.
like when everyone was just like teleporting in and out of the ground and stuff, like when we were going like place to place.
Yeah. No, like when y'all went up to Devandi's when you were walking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, it may seem like our job is already at a failure, and we just gotta tell my
No, we
dad it's
just
a
only got
no-go.
started. Honestly, now we just got fans. People are just going to take down our tails and whatever. It's no thing.
Yeah, but if you're seen with me or going into some places that are against the Baramar, I mean that are for or against, I guess against, then it's kind of bluff.
Arjun, I believe that you worry a little too much. Like
No,
honestly.
I'm not worried. You know what? I am worried. I'm worried for you guys. You know, we're all so close, and like, look what all we've traveled together and hung out. We gone drinking and played some games, and it just seems like it's at an end. Oh man, it's really upsetting.
I think we'll be alright. We were trying to figure out what we would like to do today. Did you find any locations that you would like to travel to?
You're muted.
Sorry. As Ilsa comes over to give Arjun his food, she vaguely hears what you're talking about, and she had already read the newspaper, so she knew you were in town before you showed up. But she kind of thinks about it for a minute, and she decides that she's going to offer you something. She's like, I've been doing a lot of research lately, trying to figure out what's going on, and that's how I found out everything I know so far, and that it is the Dask. But this might come in more handy for you. And then she's gonna run off back to her storage room and grab something.
Oh.
So y'all can keep talking, but she's gone for the minute.
Okay. Thanks. So, I know I owe Pokey here a new face. So, I'm gonna take her down to Palotella's workshop. You're welcome to come by, but you may be able to scope out other places. In the meantime, your choice. Your choice. It's completely on you guys.
I don't know much about this city yet, so I'd like to just tag along. You know? The more I know, the better, the easier it becomes.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about everyone else? I know there were a couple of other things that were mentioned, like, Belle, you wanted to go to some university or something. You mentioned it once.
Yes, I did have some information that I was wanting to look into.
Yeah, I'll take you over there.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
uh, I'm not sure. Talia, you wanted to meet up with Ash again.
Gonna. Oh, Judge, you have to pretend to be Talia, so you have to use her
Bet.
voice.
Yeah.
High pitch, please.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
That sounded like Mickey Mouse.
That was
Don't
Yeah,
amazing.
that was a
Sounds like
little
a
too
cool
high
idea.
pitched.
don't tell her I made her.
It's all on recording now, so
Yeah.
you can go back and watch it anytime.
Oh, dope. Cool.
Yeah. I think there were a couple of other things. Corlin, you said we're square, right? Like, no more deal. We're good. Okay. No. What do I owe you? Have you come up with an idea yet?
No, I haven't. When the time comes, I'm sure we'll figure it out. But for now, it is what it is.
Ah, man, I should have never made that deal. Whatever. Let's see. What else?
But so where did we want to go? We want to go like tell Pokey with her, like modifications.
I think it's good. I want to have a more intimate conversation with Palutella anyway.
Well, the only locations that I really found out when I was going through the area, the Claire's kitchen. I spoke to the guy at the Coballs, and they really wanted me to go down there to her sister's kitchen. So I'm guessing that that's like not the territory that's going to be friendly towards us. So it should be fun. And then other than that,
Ah, right. Great idea, Corlin. I think I should
it sounds good.
contact Barston. He can definitely help us with blending in down there. If we need to wear anything specific. I don't really know if they actually do that. I've been there a few times in the lower parts, of course, but never really adhere to any kind of dress code. But if we're gonna be
Probably
down
less
there-
people are going to recognize you there than they do up here. It seems like the higher we go, the more people know you.
Uh,
Probably the lower end.
technically true. I'm just famous for causing problems down there.
At this point, Elsa comes back to you, and she's kind of like dusting off a hat that she has in her hand, and she kind of like pops it up, and it's kind of like it's not exactly perfect. It's kind of wrinkled and kind of bent and weird in places, but she gives it to you, and she says, "If you ever need to hide, this is very useful for me. I'd like it back eventually, but you can keep it for whatever you're planning on doing. It seems like you're going into hostile territory, maybe."
Yeah.
So she gives you a hat of disguise,
Hat of disguise.
Mm.
which I put the link for in the chat.
Mm.
Yeah, be handy.
Okay, I won't open the chat just yet.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I can do it on Discord if you'd rather.
Thank you. This actually would come in handy. Are you sure you don't need this when you're traveling about? Like when you close up shop for... I don't know if you sleep here as well. I never really...
Well, right now my brothers charge me with keeping after this place, trying not to let it go to the desk. So I'm staying here for a little while, and y'all are free to stay as well, as long as you need. So, just this can be your place until y'all need to leave the city.
Thank you. Let me know if there's anything I can do to, I guess, help from my standing. Anything you need made,
Well,
etc.
it'd be nice to have some people at my back if it gets attacked again. So.
I've actually had some dustings a few times. I think I can assist, and I'm pretty sure these guys under contract are required to. So I think you're good there.
Well, that'd be great. That's all I ask.
Okay. So you said something about Clara's kitchen, Corlin?
Yes, that is the location that I found that sounded intriguing.
Right. I think that may be in the cogs.
It's in the Hogs.
It's in Claire's kitchen is in Mallion's Gate, which is kind of like the
Correction, it's in Mallion's Gate.
it's the for most people in the city, especially if you're not from the cogs, there's only one way to get to them, and that's through Mallion's Gate. You have to go that way to get down there. for the average, and most people don't go down there. So unless you live there.
Right. Yes. The way down into the cogs is or towards Clara's kitchen. That isn't the cogs. Is difficult to say. I've only been down there with assistance from Barston. He showed me a way once, but I honestly can't recall it. It may have been one of those nights. Uh, I, that's another great reason to try and find him, reach out to him. He could probably assist us in getting
Well, I've
around.
never been here, so this is all exploring to me anyways. So, I mean, I'm sure we could find a map or like a guide or something like that. I mean, there's got to be plenty of people that know the area.
Yeah, there certainly are. I just don't want to let random people know that I'm trying to go down there. So
No, understood.
that's my reason for that. Or I could use this, and
Well,
I
you can use
reach
that
out.
fancy little hat that lady friend gave you.
Yeah, yeah. It's not lady friend. It's my aunt. Clear that up.
Eh, she's a lady. She's your friend.
Right, right. Okay.
Okay, so far you've said 3 places. You've said the university, then Malian's Gate, and the last one was what was it? Palatel's workshop.
Oh, what did I
Yeah.
just do?
Right. And
So
I think
the only places that we knew about so far. That's why I was trying to get. I didn't know if Ardrin actually had different locations. I forgot. I wrote
right.
down
So
just those
so
couple.
so Moorgrove University is towards the top, and the rest of the places are actually through in the cogs there. So I think maybe we should just.
Th-
What?
Arjun, you would know the closest out of those 3. The closest place to you currently is Palatel's workshop because it's in Precarious, which is in the district right next to where you are right now. So if you wanted to go by location, that's the closest one, and then the next closest one would be probably Malian's Gate, and then the Morgrove University is going to be up where Devandi was, upstairs.
So this is up to the group here, but the closest place we have near us is the Palatella's, the Kenneth workshop. And then we can do whatever my
That is
father wants
the
to do.
Warforge workshop. I'm guessing.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Get her new face, any enhancements, and then we could eventually come back up if we can make it
Yeah,
back
that
up.
sounds good. I say we do that, and then we can hit all 3 locations. Honestly.
What I'm trying to do isn't the most important thing at this point in time. I'm just trying to get information on something completely unrelated. So,
Well, have you been here before? Have you not? I mean, Sean is more or less like a city that you've explored.
oh yes, absolutely. I definitely come every festival, and I traveled with my sister here
But
many
did you
times.
like stick with the circus, or did you actually go out like in on the town type of thing?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to leave. I had to stay with my group.
Okay, so this is all relatively new to you as well.
Yes, as far it's kind of. I'm gonna relate it as to like someone that's like a steward on a plane. You know, like you get to go to all these
Mm-hmm.
places, but you only get to have fun. So that's the best way
Yeah,
to
you stick
explain.
in the tourist locations, or like the hotel
So
type of
yeah,
thing.
I mean, I kind of yeah, I have to. I haven't really gotten to explore too much, but like I said, what I'm trying to do is kind of
It's like the first
off
time
the
going to
charts.
Vegas. That's not a business trip.
Right. So I'm definitely willing to go look around. I mean, I've like I said, I've been in the city many times, but I would love to enjoy it for the first time.
And
This is all new to me, so I'm just like to learn about the city. Once you've been
So
to a location, you
the,
learn a lot about it.
so the workshop, that's where we're headed. That's the closest.
So ideas? Are we gonna go and fix Pokey's face, or we're gonna go to where Belcairo would like us to go?
we're,
Oh, the university is the furthest one from where we are, from what I hear. So it's really we can go last.
what about you, Nyack? Anything interest you that you would like to go to? There was also, sorry to backtrack here, but for Belkyra, you also wanted to check out Mystics, which is just in the Bazaar that we passed in when we walked in. There's also that place too. We can head towards that on our way back as well.
Remind me what that place was again.
The Bazaar is a huge shopping area. It's the biggest shopping area in
So
Sharn,
just more
and it's
shopping.
it's basically a lot of secondhand goods. So it's a lot. As a
Oh.
DM, I'll tell you, it's a lot cheaper.
Yep, I was about to say,
More
I feel like that'd be more affordable. Even still, I mean, unless you guys think that if we go to Mystics that we would find something that would help us along the way,
It's always good to browse in Sharn. You never know
it's a
what secondhand
possibility.
goods are going to be available, and it would only be
Yeah, I mean,
available
they
now.
possibly
So
could help.
just throwing out there.
So
But
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you,
I
and Audrey, you know the city better than I do. I mean, I'm only semi-familiar, so
I'm just
this
trying to
is
make everyone content, so that
you're
we
doing
can
a
get
great
through
job.
this with ease, precision, and quickness, so I can get back
Well,
to my
again, you know this area, so I feel like you should be the one to kind of show us around what
right.
the
But
best option
right,
travel.
I understand. I don't control any of you though, so I'm not trying to be like no leader here. Okay, just throwing that out there. I'm
No,
just
you can like turn into like a
Don't
tourist
get your
guide.
head don't
You
get your head
know?
too big. I wouldn't. I mean, like, I would be the one that would be showing you around my city and like where things are. If you know this area,
I
we
give her
don't.
a weird look.
So
Your city?
your city.
I look her up and down.
let's go to Mystics.
Nyack.
And I just change.
Nyack. What about you? Anything of interest that you would like to see? Anything that stuck out to you?
I'm interested to see this factory, and also I don't really know this area, so I think we're going to stick with y'all.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just I guess put on. Let me. You know what? I don't know how this works. Give me a second.
I'm gonna run back to my room
Okay.
and I'm gonna try on a hat of disguise. Let me read that. Alright. I'm gonna.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna need a second to think about that.
that's fine. Okay, so I moved the map to the lower wards. Can you all see it?
It was a
No.
black screen for me right now. I'm
It's
reloading.
black. Okay. Well, hold on. It might be me. Sorry, I updated my Roll20 because it came out with an update, and now I'm having to relearn a bunch of stuff. So they updated the dynamic lighting on it.
Oh yeah, I saw that on there. Whenever you go to
Yeah.
like get on the game, it said something about updating.
Okay, so you should be able to see it now. Currently, y'all are in clandestine, which is over here. I'm not on the right thing. So, you're in clandestine. Precarious is where the the workshop is, which is right next to you. That's
Actually,
also
that's Calliston. Sorry, voiceover queen.
yeah. I like Calestin better. I think that sounds cool. So, anyway, so yeah, Precarious is the one where the workshop is, which Arjun would also know that's where the majority, the Precarious and the stores, which are right below it, are where the majority of their warehouses are.
Oh.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to not die right now.
You're fine. Alright, so I'll just move y'all over to the workshop, assuming George is ready.
I have to choose my disguise. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves, guys.
Hey, choose like a tourist guide. Make yourself into like someone that's got like a little book, maybe a pamphlet.
Some flip flop.
You really blend in.
Well, I went to my room at this point just because I didn't know how it worked if it made me naked or something, so I just wanted to test it out in private. So I put on the hat, and I guess I'm trying to go for like a tour guide look, tour guide of Sharn. I guess for the people that come in and usually want to be shown about of Sharn, and like kind of like in New York, like when you go and
Are you
tour
in like
bus.
Are you
right? But
wearing an I Heart Sharn shirt?
Okay. Yeah. Something that is appropriate for the lower in the cogs area. I guess if they do tours in the cogs, I assume that there's a Dosk version of that.
Here's where you do a lot of murdering. You know?
Oh, really? Sounds like the place to be.
And this is the pit for all the dead bodies.
Remember, if you need assistance with dead bodies, you need to go to Flarkin or whatever. I don't know.
Florpin?
Flarkin's
Flarkin.
goods of death and destruction.
Figured.
Oh no, I'm just making this up.
For total chaos, Flarkin fills all your needs.
Okay, so I'll assume that he's done with his outfit. Are you wearing like robes or like a suit type thing, or
It'll be robes. It'll be like,
okay,
I guess,
a cloak or something?
yeah, a cloak. I'll be taller. I wanna
You
be
can't
tall.
shift sizes,
Oh, I
so
can't
you
shift
still have to
sizes?
say small, but you can be like as tall as you can be without being. Or wait, or
Now you can
halflings?
go up to medium. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like halflings medium or small. I can't remember.
He's a small right now, but I believe with the Head of Disguise, you can shift into a medium creature. You're just not no bigger than medium. So he can be like a human tour guide or something like that if you wanted to.
You can also
You
tie a
can
flag.
see 1 foot shorter or taller. I will
Okay.
be 1 foot taller.
There you go, 1 foot. Okay.
Whoa, man! So different.
You're as tall as your dinosaur now.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't bring the dinosaur. Let me talk to my aunt about that.
All right, so I come out. I'm looking taller. Skin is a little bit darker, and I guess I took form of like closer to Dosk. Maybe I have horns or something. I'm thinking. Sure, I have horns that come out from the front, but they go sideways, straight to the side. It's weird. It comes out sideways. And I come down and get, hey guys, because I don't want to change my voice. I'll keep it the same.
Hey
Tiny map.
guys, you guys know?
That must be Arjun.
It is
I was
I'm
gonna say
assuming.
that sounds very strange coming out of that body.
It definitely does not, mix and match.
Well, there's a lot of strange things here in Sharn. Okay, there's a lot weirder sounding people than me. All right. God,
I bet that's right.
let me talk to my aunt real quick before we head out. Should we? Wait, hold on. Talia, should we bring our dinosaurs? I really don't think that's best for disguise. Because if we go still, they're still gonna know that, hey, look, it's the people with the dinosaurs.
I think we should bring the dinosaurs.
Think so?
Yeah.
Maybe at one point I'll put the hat of this guy, this hat on my dinosaur. We'll see what happens, you know?
Well, what you could do is, honestly, you could look like somebody from Talyal's clan, and then you can bring your dinosaur like that, so you just look like someone from the tribe that happens to be in the city.
I tried to look like something like Belle because, everybody was looking at Belle like, oh my god, and stuff, so I wanted to look like that, so then when we go down there, they're not like, oh man, halfling.
Hey, I'm just giving you ideas. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just saying this is an option.
Okay, this is what I'm going with, and I'm sticking to my guns, I think.
Okay.
You
Last-
look great. Don't listen to everybody else. Just do whatever you look great. I think you'll fit in just fine. But I will tell you, I think you need to change your voice just a little bit because there's literally nobody in the cogs that sounds like that, but looks like that.
Yeah. You need to grow some balls. Like feel it from underneath.
Do you not?
Okay, yeah, I think is this better?
Oh yeah, that's like
This is
100
it?
times better.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I could do this, yeah.
Yeah, that's much better.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Like, you sound a little creepy. I'm not going to lie, but
It's like the
it
halfling
works.
version of
It's
Batman.
perfect.
It's
It's perfect.
I feel like I sound like Corlin, okay? Let's go. Get out of here.
It's like an Arjun Batman.
His weight's billowing. His cape's billowing. Look behind him.
I'm Arjun.
Okay, so
Yeah, actually, the horns in the front actually turn out to be like a mask. They circle around the eyes.
it looked really silly. By the way, you have to cast it every hour. The spell lasts an hour, so you can change it at will.
Okay.
How about this, Audra? Next time, instead of going to hide, I'll come with you, and I'll just kind of help you decide. I'll spruce you up a little bit.
That's probably a better idea. I mean, that's probably a better idea.
I got you. Don't worry.
Alright, off to the workshop.
Okay, so as you leave the inn, y'all came here at night. So leaving during the day, you kind of see how much more run down it is than any other place you've been in Sharn so far. The buildings around you are they're boarded up, a lot of them. A lot of them have like signs on them that look like they're new, but they're kind of like hanging off, like it was a business that was only there for like a month or so. Um, everything's just kind of like in disrepair for some reason, and you can only imagine why. But walking down the street, you you don't witness anything strange, like you did walking through the town last evening. It's not a very long walk. You're only walking for about 15 minutes before you get to the shop. And walking up to the shop, this is a huge factory. Um, you can see smoke billowing up out of some of the tunnel, the funnels at the back. Um, it's a lot bigger than what I have on the map right now. This is just the workshop front portion, like basically like the customer service, like where they take requests and stuff. And this is where Palatella works. So you walk in. When you get inside, you see there's a dog. There's a little clockwork or warforged, dog that's there. That's kind of like it's kind of running around you and stuff.
Oh,
And
look, it's a
then
puppy.
yeah, it's all mechanical. And then it kind of roof roof, and then they know that somebody is there. Um, it doesn't jump up or anything. It's just like a sensory type thing. And then this old artificer dwarf is gonna walk up to you guys. Hey, how can I help you?
Do I recognize this person?
Yeah, you've seen him before. His name is Morrigan. Morrigan.
Hello. How is it that you're doing?
I'm
We
doing
are
good.
actually we are actually here because we have a fellow, a comrade of ours that happens to be a warforged as well. Just looking to see if we could get some modifications possibly, or see if you can actually do anything of interest
Let me
to it.
let me step in here. Hey, we're looking for Palatella.
Oh, Palatilla. Yeah. Let me hold on just a second. And he kind of walks back, and he gets her, tells her, and
I turn back to Corlin.
Did you look like a warforged to you? Man, don't disrespect her like that. Oh, no offense to you.
No, I thought it was a warforged. Didn't you say it was?
No, she's an artificer.
Oh, yeah. Well, whoops.
yeah. So Palatilla walks up and goes, "Hey guys, I thought you'd be stopping by today."
Hey, Pala. Yeah, we need to make a. Oh,
I take off the hat.
Oh. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Uh, where'd you get that trinket?
my aunt gave it to me. Do you have anywhere discreet we can go, like a portion of your workshop, or, I mean, most of the people here see me before, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. And she kind of leads you back in towards the workshop portion. There's two workers with her in there. One of them is Morrigan, who you just met, and then the other one is he introduces himself. Hi guys, my name is Maverick. I'm here assisting today. If y'all need anything.
Hey, Maverick. Nice to meet you there.
Where's Goose?
Pal, you said that you can assist my friend here with,
A new face, correct?
yes, a new face and potentially any other enhancements that we can start or get an idea of.
Well, I'm sure that I'm sure that Loki would like to know what you're capable of.
Uh, well, I pretty much am capable of anything, but it depends on the resources we have here. Uh, you said a new face. You said something friendly, right?
Yes, I want to look like a person.
Okay. Hold on. And she's gonna run back to her workshop and grab something for you. Okay, so she's gonna bring out this. It's like a whole component. It's like a face, but it's got like wires off the back and stuff. And she's looking at the back of it more than the front of it. Like she's into the tech side of it, right? So she's like, look, it has so for the eyes and the mouth, you can change the color if you want. You can change it to any color, or you can have it rotating if you want to do like the LED effect where it goes between purple, blue, green, and like does the rotation of the rainbow. And then it's like the mouth. It can smile, and but it doesn't have like the teeth aren't actual teeth. And she kind of flips it over and she shows you, and she kind of like plays with the gadgets on the back. So like it'll smile, but where the smile is, it's just kind of lit up by an LED like panel, and you can do it whatever color you want. And she made it to where the color of the face is the same color as the wood you're made of. So it's like a brown color, but it looks a lot more human than what you currently have on.
I could smile.
You could smile, and it does it according to sensory input, so it should be pretty close to what your emotional response would be. But it might need to be adjusted or tinkered with after you get put on. But we'll see how it goes. Do you wanna give it a whirl?
Does it do more than just smile? Like if she's angry, would like we know like with like a frown or like
Well, she could at will change the colors. It frowns, but it's more like a straight, straight. And then she could change it to red, though, to signal that she's angry, or she could change it to orange if she's startled, or, whatever she wants to do, whatever's.
What if she wants to do like a war cry or something like that? Is there like a
I'm sure we could work that in somehow.
I'm sure a smile while going into battle would be great for the enemy. They'll be very confused watching a smiling robot with yellow coming out of her face.
Let's start calling her Smiley.
Yeah, it doesn't just smile. I mean, she can do a straight face or a frown or closed lips where you can't see any of the light at all. So
It does sound very convenient.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yes. And like
You
her
like it?
eyes are like super bright.
Okay, so she pulls you back to her workshop in the corner, and it kind of like you're back against the party, so they don't have to see you without your face on, basically. And she kind of hits some buttons on, like, I guess they're not buttons, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. Do you want to describe like what it would be?
So like how tree trunks have like knots in them. There's like little knots where like buttons to release certain sections
Okay,
of
that's
her
awesome.
plating are.
Okay, so yeah, so she goes and she finds all these knots within the wood, and they're like very discreet and hidden, and she knows exactly where they are. And she goes and she presses like a code in, and it releases like two of the components, and she kind of lifts the face up, and then she kind of starts unhooking and doing all this stuff. And it kind of tickles you. You can kind of feel it a little bit, but it's not like a hurt sensation. It's just a weird feeling. And then she releases it, and she kind of like gently sets it over to the side. She's going to give it back to you in case you need it for any reason, or if you want to sell it or something. And then she brings on the new one and does the same thing, has it latches it up here, and then connects all the components and slowly brings it down to make sure it fits and aligns correctly. And then she there's like this machine that she has. It's like a little calibrator type machine, and she hooks it in to like a needle into one of the knots, and then she runs a couple diagnostic tests to make sure it's functioning right. And after a few minutes, everybody else is just kind of sitting watching in the back, and then she disconnects it, and you're able to perform or do whatever you want to do or show your group.
So I turn around and first I try out smiling. Is it working?
Yeah, as you smile, the cheeks kind of go up a little bit, and it pulls the mouth into a smile.
It's
color?
it's a little creepy, but I think we can get used to it.
I think it's cool.
What color is coming out of it?
She's gonna start with the yellow because she didn't think about changing that yet, and then she's just gonna start flipping through colors randomly.
Oh.
So it's like a strobe light of different colors at this point. She's all
hey,
excited, like,
Colin.
look what I can do.
I think it's broken.
Do you
It's like my mouse. Yeah.
Yeah, or like
think-
because I have my fans on my computer. So you were talking about that, and I was like
Yeah.
looking over to the fans on my computer because they have LED lights that change color.
Mhm.
I think that your face is going to be a great addition to a fun night. I'm definitely
You definitely
look.
have something to play with. I'm sure
Yeah.
that like the longer you have it, the more you'll figure out.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yes, and this is just what I had lying around. If you come back, I might have more components later on, but this is what I could scrounge up for now to make it the most friendly I could.
I take her hands and I'm like, if a Warforged could cry, she probably would be. She's like, this is the best thing anybody's ever given me.
Oh,
Oh, sweetie, and she kind of gives you a pat on the back and a hug, and she says, "It's what I do. It's what we do all day, every day. We try to make it a little better for our sentient friends."
Now you're gonna have a rainbow Warforged following you the rest of the day.
Just for because I want to, I'm gonna place the hat on her head. This guy's hat, and then I assume that could actually make her human for a second, and I want to show her a mirror.
Yes, it would. It would be an illusion, and she would have to do it though. She would have to be the one that disguises herself as a
Right.
human. But you can make yourself look like one of your friends or something if you wanted, or Palatella.
I make myself look like Ardrin.
You look great.
So you can only be a foot shorter. So you're Ardrin, but you're 4'10" Ardrin.
You look awesome.
this is a tall version of yourself.
Okay, give me the hat back. Give me the
I,
hat.
I kind of like
He's all
hop a
jumping
little
for it.
to keep it.
Like, no, you can't have it. It's like me with my kids.
I take it off and give it back to him so I can play with my light some more in the mirror.
Thank you.
Y'all are gonna have to drag her out of here at this point.
And she says, "Oh, I have something else. If you're interested, it's kind of something generic we do, but it looks like you might find interest in it. We have all these attachments for arms that we do, and it's basically I can build like a compartment in like the underside of your arm where you can hold a dagger or something like simple, or like a compartment if you wanted to keep something safe for a long period of time, something small, or like a trinket, or if you needed a place to carry stuff with you. I can put like a slot in your arm where you can, like a compartment.
That gets my attention away from the mirror and the rainbow colors. Yes, I would like that.
Okay. She runs off again and grabs some tools from her workbench, and comes back to you, and she kind of lifts up your arm. And this is a real easy fix for her. This is like super routine. So she just lifts up your arm, presses like 2, 3 things, and just takes it off and puts the new one on and connects it. And it's the exact same color. It's the dark wood, the exact same as the rest of your arm is. So it's completely concealed. You can't tell it's a compartment there, except for you can feel it in your Warforge wiring, I guess.
I scamper back over to the group, kind of like a girl when she gets a dress with pockets. I'm all excited. I'm like, look, I got a pocket.
You look great, honestly.
Okay,
Are
and
you
then
having fun?
Yes. And I open and
Alright.
close the compartment on my arm.
I believe that our mission is accomplished at this point. Is there anything else that you wanted to look at while you were here?
No,
Alright.
I've got a face and I've got a pocket.
So then I walk over to Arjun. I believe that we did everything that we could with Pokey. Where did you want to go next?
well, guys, I think it's time that I'm joking. He had to go do something with Shadow.
Okay, I didn't realize he wasn't here. I need to refresh my thing.
um,
Then I guess I could go over to Belkara. Did you want to go to the what was it? The university?
Oh, Well, that's like the furthest away from I think where we're at, is it not?
This seems to be the safest option. I believe if we go to the kitchen, like what I'm talking about, we might have a fight on our hands, at least eventually.
I mean, yeah, we can definitely just hit up the university.
It,
I just
I
need to
believe
get
that
some
that's
real
gonna be much
details.
safer than
Yeah,
going down to the cogs.
that's totally fine with me.
Uh, okay, so I'm going to say this as Arjun because he would know this anyway. But well, guys, if you want to go up towards the Evercity, we have to go through the middle city, and the bazaar is on the middle city, right above Clandestin. So if we just take a couple bridges, like a bridge up there, we can go to the bazaar real quick, and then stop there, and then go to Moore or just go straight there. So I was talking for you.
That
You did great.
She said.
was actually really good.
It was really good.
Way better than Michaela.
It was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, it's totally up to you. I'm here just to sightseeing, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, if that's totally fine. If it makes sense for the traveling, then let's do it.
Okay. Hat
Okay.
back on. Well, let's do this. Do I keep changing it? It's whatever.
You look and sound amazing. All right,
I think I
so I
might need
go
to
and
get some
grab
I tip my
369.
hat.
I kind of help out 369 because I know it's gonna. She's like, she's
Ugh.
probably not gonna want to leave. It's like a kid in a candy shop.
Super distracted.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
let him lead me off, but I'm still like popping open and closing the new compartment on my arm.
Yeah, as you're looking around too, inside the shop before y'all leave, you can see all these warforged that are powered down because they're doing like hardcore work, more intensive maintenance than just the standard stuff. And you can see some of the crazy stuff that they're putting on them. You can see like there's like one of them has like a gun arm, it just has like a Tommy gun type arm, and then one's got like a hat that's being put on that's like has like laser pointers and shit on the front, and lots of weird things going on in there. So she's pretty well rounded. If you can think of it, she can probably do it. So, but here we are at the bazaar.
Black screen.
Never mind.
Okay, so as you're all walking up, this is a bridge that we're on. As you walk forward, there's two pathways. You can see signs on the front of the buildings. One says it's the Galanda Inn, and the other one says it's the Galanda Restaurant. So the one on y'all's left is the inn, the one on the right is the restaurant, and then going forward is where the bazaar is. And there's several little shops as you walk into the bazaar towards the market area. You can see like little pathways that go off into these actual bigger shops. So most of them look like they're closed right now. Maybe it's too early or something, but you can see the Mystic Market is one of those shops. It's up off on the left once you get to the bazaar up here. That's the Mystic Market. And then on the other side, there's a tinkering, like a blacksmith slash tinkering place, and it's actually called Morrigan's, which y'all just met Morrigan. So he works in the factory, but he also sells and does services up here as well. And that's the one of the ones that's closed right now because he's working in a factory. But yeah, there's people up here. There's people selling stuff. There's people buying stuff. There's conversations happening. But yeah, y'all can walk in and see what's there.
I'm really trying to stay here. My brain's like fried. All right, all right, all right. Well, that mystic place. I mean, if we were looking for supplies to continue our travels, I know that that's kind of the place to check out, apparently. Unless y'all want to do something else first.
Oh no, this is what we came here for.
Well, then I'll definitely start heading that way.
At the very least, we can get information here, I'm sure, about at least what's been going on.
So
Yeah.
that Mystic's place was like up to the left, right? Towards this way.
Towards I can't see personally.
Oh god.
Why can I not? What are you looking for?
You said that Mystics was like this way? I'm
Mystic
trying to
went
make sure I know which direction we're heading.
towards the
Can you see my thing?
Yeah, I can see it. Sorry, I was looking at Discord. I was trying to change the music, but it is not
Oh yeah, I
working.
saw that it was pausing. Well, there's a lot to look at here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What?
Lots of food.
Something broke when playing the track. Anyway, okay, I'll let George handle the music. Okay. So yes, so as you're walking up the pathway before you get into the bazaar, you're gonna walk by the one that Corwin's standing next to. He's a warforged, and he's probably one of the most like how do I describe him? He's got like different parts. Like he is the scavenged warforged. He's got none of his parts match. Everything looks like it was just haphazardly connected and put together. His face is like tilted sideways a little bit, and he's got a bag over his shoulder, kind of like a vagrant or something. And then he's got this cart that he's pulling with him. It's kind of like you know a homeless guy in New York City or something. But when you look in the cart, the there's a lot of interesting things going on in there, and he's definitely here for a reason. You can tell he's trying to sell some of this stuff. It doesn't look super obvious how he got it, but he's standing outside the bazaar trying to pander to
Well, I
anybody
walk
walking
up to him.
by.
Hello. It looks like you got some interesting product. I'm guessing beside you.
Yes, welcome to the loose screw. Everything here's for sale.
The loose screw. Is that what you call your I'm guessing your wagon?
So loose screw. My name is obsolete.
Obsolete. All right. I like it.
When he shakes
So
your
what do you?
hand, and as he shakes your hand, a couple of nuts and bolts fall off his arm. It's like, oh, don't mind that.
Huh, you're losing nuts and bolts already. What do you sell?
Well, I got a bunch of interesting things here. You want to take a gander? Let's see. Uh, I've got this. And he looks over and he goes and he runs over and he kind of grabs it and he picks it up, and it's like these two boots that are like walking by themselves, and then inside the two boots there's like this little rag doll that's got like its legs in the boots, and it's walking away and it's going bye, and it walks away. And he comes back to you with it, and the boots, he tells you the boots are uh, boots of false tracks. So the boots will walk on their own and leave false tracks in a certain direction.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he's also the rag doll that he's got with him. It's a talking doll, so you can program it to say a message every for 6 seconds. It'll say the message and then it'll repeat. But it looks like a doll, and you can program it to say up to five different things.
Well, don't you have just like a bunch of miscellaneous products, don't you?
Oh yeah. These are cool. I've got this rope, and he brings out this rope, and it's like a 50 standard 50-foot rope, and it's cut into a whole bunch of different pieces, and he kind of like he scoots it all together, and then he says like a command word, and it mends into a rope, of actual 50-foot rope that you can use. He's like, it's called a rope of mending, and it needs, no matter how many times you cut it or what you do with it, you can use a word, a magical word, and it'll reform into a rope.
Now that's very useful, actually.
Yeah.
So what are you selling all of this for?
Well, the doll is 15 gold. The rope I have for 20 currently, and then the boots are 20 gold as well.
What if I buy more than one? Does the price go down?
Well, yeah, I suppose. And he kind of tries to throw you off, and he's like, "Well, I also got the shield. The shield, it's a shield of expression, and the shield has a face on it, and it looks like really angry. And then the doll that he's talking to makes a joke, and the shield starts laughing, ha 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 ha. And it's not talking, but you can tell it's like laughing, like smiling and laughing. In the front of the shield is the likeness of a face, and while bearing the shield, you can use a bonus action to change the face's expression at will.
369, do you use a shield?
No.
I'm just saying that would be perfect to go with your new acquired face.
Give her more expression.
Hmm.
And the shield was 25 gold.
Hmm. So if I buy like a multiple products, does it like go down a little bit? Or no, like is that shield magical? I'm guessing, or is it just shield of expression?
It's got an enchantment on it, but it's not. It's still a common shield.
Okay. Well, I do want the shield, but I don't want to spend 20 gold for it, so I'm going to pass on that. The rope, though, I would like that rope.
Okay, the rope's 20 gold. If you want to buy the doll or the shoes with it, I'll throw it all together for 35.
I'm playing with the doll in the back of the cart.
So, so the rope, the doll, and the shoes for 35 gold is what he said.
No, just 2.
Two of the products.
If
Okay.
you want all 3, I can do it for 50.
Sure. I'll go ahead and get all 3, and I give the doll to 369.
Okay.
I hug it.
I'm sure you can like make conversations with that, or like put that to good use.
I just thought it was cute.
Let's see. All right, so boots of walking and
Boots of
rope of mending.
Yeah, it's boots of false tracks. Um,
And how far does it track?
it'll track. This is like a homebrew item that I made, but it'll track up
Gotcha.
to the usual walking speed, so 30 feet, and then they'll stop.
Okay. And what we call Pokey. You know that you have 5 different phrases that you can program inside doll.
How?
You basically what he said is like you can do a phrase. You say a phrase and it'll save it, and then you can use that phrase in the doll. How do you
I'm
use the
getting
doll?
Furby feels from this.
Jamie, how do you
Yeah.
use the doll? Like, is there like a button that you press for like a recording and it saves it, and then there's like 5 different buttons type of thing?
Let me look at it real quick. Um, well, the doll is within 5 feet of you. You can spend a short rest telling it up to 6 phrases, none of which can be more than 6 words long, and set an observable condition under which the doll speaks each phrase. You can also replace old phrases with new ones. Whenever in this condition, it must occur within 5 feet of the doll to make it speak. For example, whenever someone picks up the doll, it might say, "I want a piece of candy." The doll's phrases are lost when your attunement to the doll ends.
All right. Well, hope you got all that.
Yeah, I
Yes.
put the links to all 3 in the chat, so you can look. They're all on D&D Beyond.
Well, obsolete. Your projects were most intriguing.
Well, I'm glad you like them. Hopefully they'll come in handy. They seem to be
I'm sure
quite
they
fun
will.
around here. I like finding random things. I find them all over the city and come back here and then I sell them. And I'm a traveling merchant. You'll see me all around town. If you're new here, if you haven't seen me before, you'll see me in any part, any
You
district, any
sound like
level
you're on
of
some
the city.
crazy drugs right now. Like, is there like
Twitch,
a
twitch,
that?
twitch, twitch, twitch. Little static coming out, like electricity coming out of the side.
Is there anything that I can do to you to like help you out? Maybe calm you down?
Yeah, buddy. If you here, he hands you a screwdriver. He's like, if you could get the screw in my shoulder, it's been really bothering me. I just need to screw it.
Sure,
Just
I
screw it
help
in
him out.
screw it in a little bit. That'd be great. Thank you. Make that discount worth it.
I totally screw obsolete. Yeah.
Greatness. Okay,
So
so
yeah, I help him out, and hopefully he feels better.
thanks, man. It's great. He's like, but if you ever see me around, you can usually tell.
Yeah, you're really hard to miss, honestly. Like this contraption that you're actually made for yourself, and then also you yourself. You know,
Yeah, and it's
hard
like
to miss.
the wagon is mostly full of like spare parts for Warforged that he's found. Like most of it isn't stuff that could be sold. It's all like hopefully like if he needs a spare part, kind of like you've seen the movie Wall-E where he's got like that that office of all his spare parts that he's been scavenging. If he ever needs
Yeah,
anything
that's
replaced, he
awesome.
has it there.
Nice.
Okay. But that was all he had to sell. So he's pretty much packing up now. He's gonna go find some more shit somewhere in the city.
Yeah, all right. Then I'm just gonna move in to the bazaar, whatever. I'm guessing that Belkyra and a couple others already moved on in.
I stuck around for the show. It was pretty interesting to see what this guy had, and it
Yeah,
was
I thought
interesting
that
watching the screw. So,
hmm, you know, it looks like he needed help with something.
yeah. Look at all this food.
I
Oh,
take the doll to Belkyra and ask her if she could teach it songs.
oh, the doll.
Yeah,
Wait,
apparently you can teach it phrases. Do you think songs
don't
would work on it?
would I have to be attuned to it though?
Yeah, it does require attunement.
Dang.
So then I think it would be my doll at that point.
But it would be fun to have a singing doll.
I can make it sing ridiculous songs. Ah, what time is it?
Currently early morning still. Y'all just went to the
Okay.
workshop. Y'all are there for maybe an hour or two, so it's before
Okay.
noon.
So we're not hungry yet, or at least I'm not hungry yet. Oh, but this food smells so good.
As you walk in, Shek is over here in the corner. He's like trying to get people over to where he is, holding up some of his stuff. As you look at his counter space that he has, it's not really. I use this map, so it's not like exactly what's in the picture, but he's got a bunch of alchemical stuff out, oils and vials of things, and that kind of like reagents and things of that nature in front of him. Most of this is just standard. Each of the people is probably going to have something special, but most of it is standard goods. Anything that you can find in the player's handbook, you'll probably be able to buy here. So if anybody needs or wants anything for their character.
So it's a shop or this guy has anything that's from the player's handbook.
Hmm.
Where can I see that list?
It's like any of the common items, like
Okay.
ropes, buckets. Let's see.
Nylak, did you want to grab a shield while you're here?
Maybe. I was going to see.
This guy's got blowguns and needles and darts and slings, and he's got whistles and then a lot of alchemical reagents. Is what's at the first First vendor.
I didn't have to attune to any of that stuff, right? Like I'm just the ones I got the boots of tracking and the rope of mending. That just sounded like gadgets.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I just put them both into my bag of holding.
Okay.
I guess I'm on
Honestly,
What
I'm
is
just
it?
gonna like kind of act like a bodyguard to the group right now. I'm not really. I don't really have anything to. I'm looking to purchase.
Okay. Okay, as y'all moved forward, Pete in front of him, he's got a bunch of like kits. If anybody wants an explorer's kit, a dungeoneer's kit, a climber's kit, alchemy kit, herbalism kit, um, tinkerer's kit, any of those type of things,
Oh,
he's
I'll
got
take a
all.
poisoner's kit.
Yeah,
How
he's got
much are
all.
they?
It's in the book. Uh,
Okay.
he's got all of that lined out in front of him.
Actually, no. I've already spent a good amount of money. I'm gonna hold off for now. I don't really need it.
Okay.
If I go to dndbeyond.com/equipment, like I'm trying to find where I can filter out for common items.
Hey, Pete.
Does his name tag there, or like, do I know his name? Alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, Pete. How much for those Tinker's tools?
Tinker's tools run you 50 gold, sir.
Is there any leeway in that
The
price?
poison, the poisoner's kit was also 50 gold, just so you know. Uh, I mean, it's pretty standard price, but if you want to see what else I have and maybe buy one of my other items, then I can drop the value a little bit. He's got a set of navigator's tools that he has displayed, um, uh, for ships or like seeing long distances. And then he's got a couple Everbright lanterns out, which is a Eberron specific thing. They're lanterns that are powered by dragon shards, and so they always stay lit. And they have little sliders on them, so you can close it if you need to. But it's like a lantern that you can always have with you. That's all he's got like set up in front of him.
How much is that? The ever bright.
Everbright lantern is 15 gold, but if you do it with the Tinker's kit, then I can give it all to you for 60 or 58.
58 sold.
Okay, 58 gold.
Okay. Go ahead and add that to my inventory.
Mr. Rich over here.
No.
Okay, so we'll just keep moving along. I'll do this kind of quick. The next step is Phineas. Phineas he is the artificer of the group, and he also has a thing for explosives. So he's got a lot of like blasting powder and alchemical explosive reagents, and then like block and tackle, and um, and as and then as you look closer to his counter, he's got a rack of alchemical fire set up there, and then he's also got like a bag of seeds that are like explosive seeds, um, that especially Ardrin would know what they are.
Hmm. How much for the alchemical fire you have there, Phineas?
The alchemical fire is 10 gold a vial,
Vial.
and I have 5 currently.
How much do they weigh?
1 pound.
1 pound. Hmm. I'll take 2 of those. No, 3. Make it 3. And the seeds?
The seeds are 20 gold apiece. And he lets you know, so that it's an acorn-sized sphere of brass, and it contains a small amount of blasting powder, and it has a clockwork trigger. And the explosive seed can be thrown up to 30 feet as an action, and it detonates upon impact. Each creature within 5 feet of the explosive seed must make a DC 10 Dexterity saving throw, or take 1d8 bludgeoning damage. or half as much on a failed save.
I'll take one.
That
I'll take one
that
of
has
those.
okay. It's those are 20 gold,
Okay.
and it has no weight attached to it.
Okay.
Okay, and then anybody else?
What was the name of it again?
Explosive seed.
Interesting.
Yeah, one of those things that you don't think about till you say it out loud.
Gotta have that explosive seed.
Uh, you.
Is it like in the shape of a little blue pill?
Is there
Okay.
is there anyone in this market that can detect what type of can detect things like what the essence and make of some things are? They like powder.
Uh, you asking Phineas?
Sure. Yes.
Or is he asking us?
I'm asking Phineas.
He lets you know. Well, if you need anything magical, the Mystics Market is the place to go. He points across the market. It's completely on the other side from where he is. But the Mystic can usually help out with that type of field. I can look at it and see what I can tell you. But uh, if you're looking for something that's magical based, then you can go to her.
Okay. I'll try my luck over there.
Okay. Okay, so on the other side, you see Avery. She's also got a nameplate out, and she's working. She's selling any type of spell component that you can think of. And if you need anything, if you just need a component pouch for your spells, or if you need incense, or spell books, or chalk, or feathers, or whatever your spells might need, this is the place where you're probably going to find them.
I'll take. How much is the pouches for components?
Component pouch, I believe, is I'm just going to say it's 10 gold.
All right.
I think it's more than that in the book, but
I will take a pouch of components.
okay. And then she also displayed in front of her. She's got several feather tokens that like some of them look really, like an old penny, like really beat up. But she's got a bunch of feather tokens in front of her as well that are 50 gold apiece. And then she's got cleansing stones, and cleansing stones are another Eberron specific item. A cleansing stone will clean a 1 foot square of any type of surface or whatever. It's kind of like prestidigitation in a stone. So yeah, it's what the bartenders use to clean off stuff, or they use to clean around the city.
That could be useful, but maybe another time from my side. Uh,
You're cutting out again. Sorry. There we go.
okay. I said, that would be good for what I work on, but maybe another time, or maybe after we get paid from this job. Hmm. Thinking out loud.
Is there something that you needed?
Potentially. Not desperately, but so not desperately, but you know, it it's whatever. I'll come back for it. Hopefully they still have it.
Okay.
Okay, and then so there's only one other person, and the last guy, his name's Delrock, and he's an orc. He's the only non-elven or character that you'll see in elven or human. Um, he's selling all types of like basic stuff, like barrels and buckets and baskets and chains and chests and like shackles and all that type of stuff. And then he's got thieves tools set out in front of him for 25 gold. He's got a lock of trickery that's set out in front of him for 50 gold. And then he's got 3 different mystery keys. And the mystery key, it's a question mark on the top of a key, and it is a 5% chance of unlocking any lock when it's inserted. So you would roll a percentile dice, and if you get within that 5%, it would unlock immediately. So the mystery keys are gold each, and then the Thieves' Souls is 25 gold, and the Lock of Trickery, which is the lock appears to be an ordinary lock and comes with a single key. The tumblers in this lock magically adjust to thwart burglars. Dexterity checks made to pick the lock have disadvantage. And that's 50 gold, the lock. So but that's all he's got lined out in front of him.
I certainly don't need any of that. Well, Corlin, that seems more down your forte.
I rely on my own skills. I already have thieves' tools. You know.
Do you have a list of these items? Like some we can refer back to?
I mean, I do, but I can put it somewhere as well.
Yeah, I'm like really dead right now. I'm having a hard time even like staying awake. So I would like to just like if this is like a place that we could revisit, I would like to just see a list of like what so that
Yeah.
maybe at another time I could maybe come back and take some items so I can have a better educated decision making.
Okay.
Definitely
Yeah,
think
I
about
can.
it.
I have it all on my computer, so I can just email it to you if that's cool.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm trying to drink some coffee right now, like man.
Would I be able to get one of the thieves? One of the mystery keys?
Sure. It's 1 gold.
Hell yeah. Actually, then can I buy all three?
Yeah.
Dope.
Did I see? You said that one person had a bunch of basic things. Did someone have hammers there?
Mhm.
How much were the hammers?
Yeah, Del Rock has hammers. 1 gold for a hammer.
I'll take 2.
Okay. 2 hammers, 2 gold.
Okay. Looks like we did well in this area. Let's make it to that place that we actually needed to go.
Okay, so in here, as you walk into the shop, there's stuff lined out on the walls. There's display cases in the middle with magical items in them. Um, Anybody that's familiar with Arcana can probably tell that these are important of some kind. She's standing in the corner. She's displayed as a tiefling, and she looks similar to Belkara, but she's got the horns that come out and around. And then she's like a very light pink though, with and she's got tattoos of like floral tattoos that reach all the way up to her face and all the way down. They're all over her arms. All these tattoos.
Oh, so
And
cute.
she walks in, and as y'all walk in, she's like, "Oh, welcome to the Mystics Market. Is there anything I can get for you guys? Are you just shopping today?"
We're just browsing around right now. I absolutely love your tattoos. Where'd you get them done?
Oh, you know what? Let me think on that for just a second. But I do
Oh,
remember the place. I just need to think of the name of it real quick.
we're able to go get tattoos. Get some ink done.
Let's see. Um, oh, the Veil of Flesh.
Mm. Do they are they just for looks or do they do anything? Are they magical?
Um, I do have one magical one, although it's not showing at the moment. But most of them are just for looks. But you can get magical ones there as well.
Hmm,
The
let me go check.
magical, yeah, the magical ones, they're quite pricey, and you have to have uh, the right ingredients to give him. You have to provide him with gemstone
The
dust.
components.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though. Okay. Well, I don't really have anything specific I'm looking for, so I'm just
Is
kind
his
of
name
browsing.
Orly?
What?
No, his name is not Orly.
Orally.
It's a Critical Role reference.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not on campaign 2,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's a turtle that does tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right. So what do we get to browse?
She's like, okay, well, what's your price range for today? Maybe I can direct you in the correct location. Um,
Well, from what I understand, that these are secondhand items. Is that correct?
most, yes, most have come to me through means I'd rather not explain.
Uh, okay. Well, I mean, I probably don't want to spend more than 75 gold pieces at this point in time. I'm just kind of curious as to what you have for something under that.
Sure, and she directs you over to a counter. So on the counter, she's got a few different things lined out. She can kind of tell that you're a bard, so she holds up this instrument that she has. Um, it's it actually doesn't say in the description what instrument it is, so I guess you can choose. But it says, well, while playing this instrument, you can create harmless illusionary visual effects along with your songs. And a 5 foot square, or I'm sorry, a radius up to 15 feet can have like luminous musical notes or a spectral dancer or butterflies or gently falling snow, whatever kind of illusion you want to provide for a 15 feet cube. Or I'm sorry, a radius, a circle, 15-foot circle.
Again, another one of those things that would be really good for party.
And then uh, she also holds up, uh, she's got like these swashes of fabric that she's just like there for like to show off. She's like, I can also give any type of clothing a mending enchantment so that it'll mend itself. So she like cuts a swath of fabric and then she kind of like does a little magic on it and it mends back together, kind of like the rope at the beginning, but she can do it on any type of item.
Can it also do like uh the opposite though? Like it only mends it? Because my question is I'm so tired of having to alter my pants and my skirts and all that with my tail. So will it like put a slit for my tail in it, or is it only mending?
Well, this is specifically so that you can mend things back together, but
Uh,
if you had an outfit that already had the hole in it, I could correct the enchantment so that it won't close that hole.
mm, I'm interested. What else do you have?
Laying out there, she has some pipes as well. Some like these are there's one set that's like a pan flute, and when she plays into it, it has like this really fantastical Celtic like flow of the music. And she's like, this is actually given to me by a faun from the Fae, and it's not particularly magical. There's nothing special about it, but it's said that it calls creatures to you, or it's a way to show people of that type that you are friendly, or that you don't mean harm, is what they tell
Mm,
me. This is
okay.
it's 10 gold for the pan flute, and it's 25 gold for the mending enchantment, and then 50 gold for the instrument of illusions. Um,
So the pan flute, who does it tell that I'm friendly?
anything that has a an origin to the Fey realm, to Thelantis.
Really, really curious about that. Can I? I'm gonna go ahead and toss 10 gold at you for that one.
Okay, and it's called
Hits her in the face.
it's
Hey!
called bird pipes.
Bird pipes?
Hmm.
Sorry. Like BIRD, or is it spelled any
Yeah,
weird
the
BYRD? Okay.
okay, and I kind of like edit it. I can edit the items, so because it doesn't have the Fey part to it, but that's what I built on it.
Okay, I see.
And then
So,
She also has an actual pipe lying there for like smoking out of, and she holds it up and she's like, "This is called a pipe of smoke monsters." And while smoking this pipe, you can use an action to exhale a puff of smoke in the form of a single creature, such as a dragon or a flumph or something like that. And it only goes into a 1 foot cube, and after a little while, it fades. But you can puff on it, and when you exhale, you can choose a monster form for it to take, and that is 20 gold.
Hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of smoking that goes on in this party. Somebody
I'll
would
take that.
need. Yep.
20 gold. And then she has one last thing that she's holding on there, and it's a ruby. It's a pretty sizable ruby, and then she kind of lifts it up, and then it kind of hovers in the air, um, and it's etched with eldritch runes on it. Um, It's only about like 1 inch in diameter, so it's pretty small, but it can be used as a spellcasting focus. And for this property to work, you must attach the ruby to a weapon by pressing the ruby against it for at least 10 minutes, and thereafter the ruby cannot be removed unless it's detached with using an action. Uh, and then it can make your weapon into your spell focus. So, for instance, for instance, she holds up a dagger that she has just lying there, and she presses against the palm of the dagger. Um, we'll say she started she's already done this because it says it's 10 minutes. But anyway, so she's like holds it, and then after it activates, the dagger like starts glowing red. The whole dagger becomes red, and then she says, "Yes, now you can use it as a spellcasting focus, and use it as a weapon as well." And that one is 40 gold.
That definitely seems interesting to me, but I have an idea, and I don't know if you can do this, but are you able to determine what this is? And first, I take out this vial of unknown powder that I collected in the cavern, from one of the tables,
Hmm.
and I give it to her and see if she can identify it, or if she knows anywhere that I can have it identified. I
Um,
think it could be very val. I think it could be very valuable.
Of course, I can identify it. So she takes it and she kind of sets it in a particular little location that she has for customer items, and she kind of she opens the cork really gently, and then she casts identify over it. And as she's looking at it, uh, she looks like she's not understanding completely like what it is, but she turns around to you and she goes, "Where did you find this?"
Well, I want to tell her. Let me think. Yes. So I found this in a tavern off on the way here. Our train derailed, and well, someone stole the stones that are part of running the train. Right? You understand? Um,
Oh.
and we went off into one of the caves to get it back, and I ended up finding this. And there was a whole bunch of it.
Have you
There
used
was a whole bunch of
this?
it.
Are you in disguise, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Have you used this before?
No, I have not. Do you know what it is?
Yes, this is a contaminated fey dust.
What?
And she looks over like all of you, and she's just like, wait a second. And like she corks it and she's like, well, it's fey dust, but it's definitely not the right. I don't. There's definitely something wrong with it. Uh, I've actually. This is not the first time I've been asked to examine it. Uh, I'm not sure how much I should tell you. Might be better if you don't know. I don't want to implicate anyone.
No, I
I think that we need to
definitely.
know as much information as we can. Am I in within ear range of this?
Yeah, this is a pretty small shop, so.
Because I know I would. would I recognize? What is there? Like the powder or anything like that? Or
I mean, you'd see the vial with the powder in it. I don't think Arjun showed it to you before y'all left, but
no, this is the first I'm hearing of it.
yeah, but uh, yeah. So she corks it, but she's not handing it back to any of you at this point.
Are you going to give it back, or are you going to tell us what it is? Tell us more of what you know.
Roll for persuasion. Let's see how
Well,
much
it's
she
technically
tells you.
yours. I mean, because if not, then she stole it from you, and then it's stolen property unless she bought it from you.
Right.
So
You said a what? Persuasion?
Persuasion.
16.
15? Okay.
15.
16. Okay, so she gives it back to you unwillingly. Like she knows in her head, she knows you should really take this immediately to the Sharn Watch. This is not something that should be played around with. Have you seen what's been happening in this city? I don't know where you came across this product, but this is not a safe thing.
I I I would like to know more about its I guess entity, what's in it. You said you can't figure it out, and you said to deliver to the
I can
Sharn Watch, but the Sharn Watch won't be as helpful, I think, than you at this point.
Yes, but getting into the wrong hands, this is quite dangerous. Um, what I can tell you is that it's not traditional Fadist. It looks like it's been messed with to some degree. I can't tell by who or anything like that, but I would have to study it longer. I would have to do some alchemical tests on it to look at the ingredients to see what's been added to it because it appears to be Fadist. There's it. I mean, it shines different colors than the typical stuff, but it's I can't tell what's causing it to be this way. What's causing it to be dangerous?
Well,
all right. Honestly, I could probably give it a go as well to figure out what's actually in there.
I might suggest going to somebody that knows a little bit more about alchemy.
well, your hands don't seem like the wrong hands. I mean, the fact that you gave it back to me, even though reluctant, uh, makes me think that you're safer than one would think. Where, who do you think, and I try to lower my voice in this tone, who do you think I should go with this? Who would know more?
I'm not sure. It's a really sensitive subject. Um, oh man. Hmm.
Someone that you trust, preferably.
Yeah, I don't know the owner of the shop, but the shop itself is called Nightshade. It's an apothecary. They would definitely have more knowledge. Trying to look and see where it is. But Nightshade is the name of the store, name of the location. Mm. Oh, Nightshade. It's in Upper North Edge, the same district as the Veil of Flesh. I don't know. Like I said, I don't. I know it's an apothecary shop. It's in the upper districts. I know that she would know enough about it to be able to tell you exactly what's going on. But again, this stuff is really it's causing enough friction in the city right now where I don't know that anybody would be willing to help you at this point. I can, like I said, I can take it and I can run some tests, but it would take me time. I wouldn't be able to do it today.
Hmm. I'll come back to you with it, if anything. It won't be used for what traditional sense it would be used for, but I could promise you that at least. It, it'll be one less, or potentially more than one less
Okay, just keep it in safe hands. Make sure it doesn't get to anybody that would use it for nefarious reasons.
That's understood. There's well, I originally wanted to use this to trade, but since that's off the table now, I'll purchase that ruby you have there. You said 40. Any way you go down to 30 or 35?
Um, r- Roll another persuasion check. This time with advantage because she's interested in what you're doing.
Okay. 21.
21. Okay, yeah. So she'll get a 30.
30. And what is it called?
Oh, sorry, I just scrolled up. Ruby of the War Mage.
Okay. Thank you, and please, if you can, keep this a secret. You're mentioning how dangerous it is, but also don't discuss this with anyone outside of the people you're seeing that came into this place.
She looks over each of you and takes in your identities, and then she says, I don't want anything to do with it, to be honest, so I won't tell a soul. Just keep it safe. That stuff is dangerous.
Thank you. I'm done shopping here.
Yeah, that was all she had to show for right now. Okay.
Anybody else want anything? Looking at anything?
Well, I think that the things that I were going to want are going to be a little bit more expensive. I'm going to have to wait until I have more money.
That makes sense.
Samesies.
Same.
But I spend 10 gold. Yeah, 10 gold. Let me go.
Okay. All right, so you all exit the Mystic Market and go back into the bazaar. Last chance before you all leave if you want to buy anything. If not, we can go to the university.
Alright, I think we did what we need to do here. I'm sorry, Belle, that you weren't able to get anything like that weave that you were looking for when we first got into the town.
Anything
What?
like
I
that.
think that dress was rather expensive. I mean, when we went to that shop, that was like 1,000 gold pieces.
Yeah,
So
no, it's all right. I mean, we're just starting off this, the, what we're doing right now, so it's not a big deal. I'll get my money eventually. I'll just do some shows or something along the way, and I'll be able to get some things that I want. Don't worry about it. I always figure it out. Been doing this for a long time.
I've no doubt about that. My voice is going up and down. I'm sorry, I can't keep it consistent. People might think I'm just going through puberty or something.
you need some theater, maybe some acting classes. Take on a new persona.
Definitely, I feel like a waste of money.
Okay, so as y'all head out, in order to get to Morgrape University, you have to go up one more tier, and then go back to Memphis to the tower that's in the middle. So it's going to take y'all a decent amount of time to get there, maybe like 30 minutes if anyone wants to discuss anything on the walk there. But I don't have a map for the traveling. And then you'll end up at the university. To correct all of my maps.
So, as we're going, Corlin, I heard you speak up in there before. I know I didn't share this previously, but I did find this in the cavern when we first.
Well, I don't think that you knew what you've had. Yes, I know how to create fey dust, so I might be able to break it down as well. I have an alchemist kit already, but that will take time, like she said. It is not a quick process.
Are you proficient? I don't want
Yes, I am proficient.
take this and just smash into whatever. I mean, even smaller pieces and just
Yeah, I'm proficient with alchemy and a herbalist kit and thieves' tools.
okay. Then I'll hand it over to you.
Again, like when we get back to the inn, like this is something that I can work on, but it will take time.
Right. Let me so do I just hand it over to you now, or do you want to wait till later? I mean,
That's fine. I take it from him and I put it in the bag of holding.
okay.
So, please mark that
Don't make
down
it any
in
more
your-
awkward. You know,
Yeah.
than what it already is.
I'm used to making drug deals. I mean, I'm used to acquiring and.
Well, you're not very good at it, I must tell you. You know.
What are you talking about? And I just like take it out, parade it around, and hand it to him. No, I'm kidding. And I just hand it ever so slightly, just like from the side. I'm just like, yeah, take it. Looking away.
I take it out of his hand and
I just
kind of
have
just looking at him like, "What are you doing?" type of look, and then put it in my bag of holding.
I have it listed in my equipment as contaminated fey dust, so I just renamed it. Found in the caverns. I put a little description, but I don't know if I should take it out of mine. That's another question for outside game.
I got it on my stuff now.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was an eventful trip we had there, guys.
It's a lot of information. You know, information is good.
Yeah, no, definitely did not know that from the cavern that this was there. That ice queen you mentioned, that ice mage or whatever you saw.
Mm-hmm. Where is it that you found it? Was that in the desk?
Yeah, it was on the desk. After you ravaged through it, took all the pages and didn't let me read any of it. Yeah, there.
Okay. Huh. Well, at least we have an idea of where it came from, or who may be making it.
Yeah, that just put the spiral into all of this, like thinking that it could potentially be that other syndicate, that it could be the Dask, but the Dask out there, outside of Sharn.
Honestly, we have no proof. All we have is hearsay from what people with higher power and money are telling us. Until we see these things with our own eyes, we'll just take it for like what it is.
I mean, people have been killing themselves, and we saw that, at least.
That we did see.
Yeah.
That was real.
And it can't just be a coincidence.
Yeah, if you're talking about the Phaedos, yeah, that's a real problem.
Yeah, no.
Especially
that's
for me,
exactly what
like
I'm referring to.
that like makes me look bad as well. Honestly, I do not like the way that they do business here in Sharn.
And this is supposed to be apparently ours, Barmar's.
Yeah, it could have been my Phaedust. Like, really, it makes it even worse.
I guess maybe you're gonna have to come up with some labels or something, put them on the bottle so it's like certified by you or something. I don't know, but that's outside.
Well, we need to figure out who the middleman is and cut that motherfucker out.
Yes, and I don't know if the middleman is a random cavern outside of Sharn, but it definitely just seems like that now.
I'm sure that we'd have to figure it out. It could be just it's an obvious problem, and it's one that we're going to have to solve.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of alchemical items on the desk, and so it looks like they were tinkering it, and one of those weird things that we saw in there said that they were getting those stones for their portal. I forgot.
Well, honestly, we did make a trade with them, so like we are kind of in their good graces right now. So if we go back and talk to them, we should have at least some leeway, a little leverage. Leverage is good.
Yeah, I guess I kind of feel like we help the people that are fucking me over or my family
We
over.
didn't know what we were doing right then,
Yeah,
honestly.
no.
Like, it was two deers that looked all sad and shit, and they were like trying to help out their kind. And I was like, okay, look, we only need 2 of these, and I'll give you 1. You know?
Yeah, maybe you had the right idea to start to just murder them. You were doing pretty well with that
Yeah,
to start.
that's usually plan A, but we went with like plan G. You know, so
Yeah, Plan G. I know about that.
we skipped a lot of different plans. We need to probably like fill in the blanks.
Yeah. Well, if you can figure out what's in that or how it was made or
When we get back to the inn, tonight,
Yeah.
when we take a rest, I'll look at it then.
sounds like a deal. Okay.
Are we on our way to
To the
where are we
university.
heading? To the university? Okay.
Your last stop for today. Okay, so as you get to it, you finally get to Upper Menthis, and you're in. You as you're looking down the road, you can see the top of the gnome village that's over there where the Vondi's was. But you're entering the campus for this. This university is, I think, from what you can see, it looks like it's 4 stories, and it's got big towers that go up. But right now you're walking in on the ground level, and I don't think Arjun's ever been here before, so you wouldn't exactly know where you're going. But there's signs posted that say, like, for typical campus things, like this is the way to the cafeteria, this is the way to the library. So you can guide yourselves to the library, which is over here.
Okay, I'm gonna take off the hat now that we're in a higher tier.
Okay.
So now Margarine again.
Well, whenever you're ready to, disguise yourself again, just let me know.
Yeah. I think we'll stop here. We'll get through this place and then we'll see what happens next. I mean, we'll see what happens next. Damn it! Now I'm fucking up the voice on both sides.
One day you'll be able to go in and out of character. Just keep practicing.
Yes.
Hey Keith, can you roll a Constitution saving throw for me?
Okay. 19.
19. Okay, so roll a 1d4 if you have one.
1d4. 3.
3. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading it wrong. You don't even have to roll that. Okay, so for the next hour, you have minus 1d4 for all wisdom checks. Just
Okay,
for
from
an hour.
smoking.
Yeah. So that's like perception rolls and that type of thing.
Yeah. The ones that I need to use all the time.
Yeah.
Just for that, I take my new smoking pipe and I load, and I use it for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then roll another one.
11. Then I blow out like a little puppy and it dances around Pokey.
What color does Pokey's eyes turn?
Pink. She obviously loves the puppy.
Yay.
How cute.
That's awesome. Okay. For simplicity, I'm going to move you all to the library. Oops, I moved the guards too. I'll move them out.
Guards are escorting us.
They're following us.
We look like trouble. I think we're getting profiled.
Hey guys.
We probably are.
I forgot to mention this before, but I definitely feel like one of you should be included in, but probably should have hid the Baramar pins when we went down to the cogs.
I haven't put mine back on yet from the tavern last night.
Yeah, y'all haven't gone to the cogs, so.
I'm looking at your world anvil, and it says that it was in the cogs.
What?
The Candace workshop.
It's 2 stories.
Oh, I don't know how to tell that.
Okay, so you all entered into the library, which is where her friend said that she found a friend that you don't know the name of. But as you enter in, you see there's several. There's okay. The library itself is called the Library of Koringa. I love God. Let me get this right. Hold on. I need my notes. This is the first time I've opened my notes all this session. I'd say that's a good thing. Okay. Library of Korenberg is what the library is called, and the library is not exactly affiliated with. It's I mean it's affiliated with the university, but it's also its own place as well. It's owned by the Korenberg uh, uh, order, and so the students use it obviously for learning and stuff, but it's not just part of the university. There's people working there and adventures and they're learning and stuff as well. There's a lot of different rugged looking people. It's not just wizardy, frail looking students walking through. So Aldana said that her friend was a lowly librarian within the Korenberg Library. So you can ask around or do whatever you like.
So this is the library that I need to find that book in.
Yes.
So, Belkyra, we finally made it to the library. Do you need any assistance with anything, or should I just go?
Yeah, no, I'm going. Let's see. So where's the? I see students, but where's the?
There's
You
a
are
service.
asking the wrong person. I know
There's a
nothing.
service desk
I'm
up
not
here.
talking to you. I'm speaking to myself. Okay.
Well, you're talking out loud.
Where's it?
I am responding.
Yeah, there's a service desk up here.
Okay. I mean, if you guys want to go look around, I'm just gonna go this way real quick.
All right. Well, let me know if you need me. I go and sit down on the couch.
Yes. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
I'm looking for a book. Perhaps anything about a flesh weaver. Do you know anything about that?
Flesh weaver. I have heard that term before. To do with House Friarlawn, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes. I think I can pull a few sources for you. Are you willing to wait a few minutes?
Yes, please take your time. We have all the time in the world.
Okay. As this is definitely an elf, and as it walks away, you can tell she's from. She's got a dragon mark on her cheek,
Okay.
and I'm looking for the houses. Make sure I say the right one. The mark of scribing.
Okay.
So they're like, they keep record of a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, so he goes and he finds you a few different sources. He kind of wanders around. So there's a few minutes where he's off looking for things. But yeah. Does anyone else want to look for anything while you're here, or just Belkyra for right now?
I am listening to Belkyra's conversation because I need to ask a question next, so I'm like waiting in line.
Okay, there's another
No,
lady.
I'm waiting in line.
Okay. Then the other lady comes over to you and says, "Sir, can I help you?"
Yes. Damn, I lost the voice. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, yes. I am looking for some information. There's this specific, curator of, journals. And, typically he creates something called the Towering Halfling. And, he publishes different works, and I'm trying to find more information on that because I like that series.
Yes, the adventure books. I remember. I think we have the newest edition in. Let me check and make sure it's not checked out. So she's gonna go and look at some logs that she has to see if it's available for you.
I'm trying to look all nonchalant, like I'm not interested, like whatever.
Okay, and then at this point, Belkyra, he'll walk up to you. Um, he's got some notes that are like on paper, and then he's got a book as well. But if you want to take it to sit down and read through it, I can
Okay.
let you know what you find out. You'll just need to roll an investigation check to see what you find in the book.
Okay, yes, I do it. Okay. So
You know what? I go up
investigation.
and ask. Hello, do you have a book on like components to make, let's say, household material or like drugs, things of that nature?
Super smooth.
Kind of just
Yes.
threw it in there at the end.
Yeah, we have books on all types of alchemy, and he's gonna take you over to like a section of the bookstore. And it's gonna be like right over here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there's all different types of things on herbology or alchemy or narcotics or whatever it is you're looking for.
I start thumbing through there just like to start learning the components to all the stuff, or
Okay.
like anything for this area.
Okay. You'll need to make an investigation check, and
Yay, I
then
don't have to roll a negative D4 on that one.
um. Okay, so Belkyra, what did you roll?
I rolled a 16.
16. Okay. Doo-doo-doo.
Oh crap.
I also rolled a 16.
Okay. Okay, so he comes back to you with the newest edition of the Towering Halfling, or she comes back to you. Oops, where'd you go? There you go. Yeah, so she gives you the book, and it's about you see, look on the front of it, and it's got the Towering Halfling, the little halfling guy that you're used to, and then he's in front of an ice palace. It's a palace like carved out of ice, and it has like these stairs that go up to it, and then there's like this queen, or it's not a queen, but it's like a princess or like definitely like a regal figure or something standing at the precipice of the top of the bridge, like the stairs up to the palace, and it's on the front of the book. So he gives you the book and lets you check it out. Tells you need to have it back within a week if you don't want
Thank you.
late charges.
I was just about to ask you that. Okay.
That was for Arjun. For
Oh, oh,
you,
oh, oh, sorry.
yeah, I was waiting. I'm sorry, I was waiting because I knew you needed to go to do your
Oh,
thing.
Yes.
sorry. Can you repeat that?
Towering halfling in front of it had an ice palace on it with a regal. I wrote this part down. It had a regal
Yeah.
figure.
Okay, so for Mordain, after reading through everything, this takes you a little while. So y'all are here for a bit, like a couple hours or so. So reading through it though, you're sitting on the couch, like chilling or whatever, and
hmm
it tells you about the Flesh Weaver. It doesn't ever specify his name is Mordain
hmm
anywhere, so you don't know for sure that this is just the same creature. But from what you
Uh-huh.
gather, it looks eerily similar to you.
Yeah.
But you find out that first off, he's over 400 years old, which
Ooh.
seems strange to you. Yeah, and
hmm
then you find out he used to be a member of the 12. Um, it's a group of powerful mages that resolve conflicts between the Dragonmark houses. And he was a member of it for over 100 years, and then he got kicked out. Uh, um, so he was born in 560 YK, which would make him approximately 440 right now. And then he delved into knowledge of the Closed Circle. And the Closed Circle is a group known for taking magic. This is a lot of information, and I can put in that email to you. I'm going to send to you.
That's great. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so he's delved into magic in the Closed Circle, and it's a group known for taking magic of the Delkir and using it in unethical ways. And the Delkir are creatures from the underworld, creatures from Kybir. So It's not good, unethical, bad. But and then also in the notes that she hands you that are in addition to the book you read through, and it's like a list of missing people, which is weird to you, but it's there's also like scribbles at the bottom, and it says there's rumors of stolen children throughout the years, and they're not, there's like dates next to them as well, but they're not anywhere close to each other. Like there's decades missing in between. But it says there's rumors of stolen children that are replaced by simulacrums. And if you know what a simulacrum is, it's a common thing in D&D where you make like a person that's not actually a person. It's like a replica of a person, and then
Okay.
just leave them in their place. So he's leaving these fake children basically after he steals the kids. And
Uh, and okay, well,
according to the notes that you're reading. And
okay.
then let's see. Okay, and so then he was kicked out. He was kicked out of the 12 by someone from uh, House Civis, and then he went into hiding for a long time. About 100 years ago, he went into. It says that he went into hiding, and it was. I don't know how much information. I don't want to overload you with information, but it was during the purge, which is a thing. Which is the purge was the church against shifters. So they didn't like the purge. They were trying to kill all shifters and lycanthropes. The Church of the Silver Flame was trying to kill all of them and purge them about 100 years ago. And only the people, and now the people that remain, the packs that remain, are very depleted because of it, and they're in very
Well, that
specific
makes
locations. So he went into hiding from that. He didn't want to be a part of it, and so he was in hiding. And according to these notes that you're reading, he was in hiding. He's still in hiding. So that's kind of where it leads off. That's where it ends. Like there's not any information about it that's less than 100 years old.
okay.
And
That's really
you already know of
okay.
one of those locations, you know, the Wolf Paw.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and like I'm like reading all this information, and I'm just like, I mean, I'm taking it all in, and I feel like this is all super interesting, and I'm curious as to how this all intertwines with Mordain, and I'm just like unsure of the information and like what this all means. And I come back and I join the group, and I'm like, all right, well, I got the book that I'm looking for. If anyone else needs to find anything else, I'm gonna check out this book, and I'm gonna be referring back to it.
Oh, and the last thing you read in there that piques your interest is of a location. Actually, there's two
Okay.
locations. There's something that's called the Flesh Weaver's Hall, which is in Droam, and it's the thing you notice about it because of where you're from. It's surprisingly close to your hometown,
Okay.
which kind of piques, like, you notice that because it's close to where you were, and you're like, wait a second, looking
Okay.
back
It's
at
just
your
all tying
past.
together.
Yeah, and then right next to it, there, like in the scribblings or whatever, there's something called the Forest of Flesh that is supposed to be located near his home, near the Flesh Weaver's Hall. So, but those are the only things you notice that you basically take away from it. But yeah, the Delkir and the creatures from Kybir. Just for DM knowledge, I'll give a little bit of background because no one really knows what Kybir is yet. But like I said, Ebron wrapped his wings around the dragon Kybir, and so the middle of this planet is the Shadow Realm, which is called Kybir, and it's known for things like Delkir, which are creatures of madness, and any of their followers, which would be things like beholders, or mind flayers, or illithids, or like aberrations like that for the D&D
Oof.
world. So it's definitely non-natural alien like entities. Yeah. Okay.
This
And
is
so
really
the
creepy.
yeah, it's creepy.
I'm
Um,
very
okay.
distraught, obviously. Like, I look like I'm very distraught, and I'm just like, I don't even. a lot of information to deal with, and it's really weird. And I'm trying to put two and two together and how it all intertwines, and I'm kind of silent.
Yeah. Roll a perception check for me, and then while you roll that, I'm going to go back to Corwin. So what you find in the alchemy section, you find a book. You find a book on making drugs, on like making complex formulas and stuff. So you find a book on that. It tells you like like
Yeah, I'm
tics.
always looking for something new.
Yeah.
Tricks that I've never learned before,
Right. It
stuff like
tells you a bunch of tips and tricks on things to either speed up processes or make them where you'll get more product out of it at the end, things like
Mm-hmm.
that. Basically, giving you a little bit more proficiency in what you're looking for. Um, you also notice off to the side with that check. You also notice off to the side that there's a book. It's kind of like it's a very thin book. It's not a thick book, but it's got a it says Sylvan on it, so you grab it because you know that the notes that you were looking at were in Sylvan, and when you pick it out, it's like a Cliff Notes version of like trying to learn the language. So it doesn't really have all the words or anything, but it's kind of like a really tiny Sylvan dictionary that you think you might be able to use.
I take that. I'll rent that one.
Okay.
How much is it to rent a book?
Oh, you can take it. There's no
Okay,
charge unless we don't return it on time, and
got
they
you.
let you
How
know
long do
that
you have
it's
to return?
a week.
Okay, I'll return it as soon as I learn the language, or at least have a grasp on it.
Yeah. Okay. And then what was your perception roll, Belkyra?
I rolled a 15.
A 15? Okay, so you're looking around this library and you're kind of distraught, looking at what your friends are doing and whatnot, and you notice there's a map of Courvier on the wall. And as you go up to look at it, uh, you're looking at Droam, right? Because you want to look at where this place was that you found on these notes. And when you look over at Droam, where the Fleshweaver Hall said it was, it's really
Mm-hmm.
odd to you, and you make the connection that what it's listed as on there is Mordane's Hall.
Oh.
Yeah, in the same place. So
Mm.
that's where it clicks for you, and you're like, this is
Okay, so
okay.
just on this map that I looked around and saw, it says Mordane's Hall.
Well, that's
But
the real map that you're looking at. The map on the wall of the actual
uh,
Corvair is where it says Mordane's Hall. But on the notes that you were looking at, and on the notes you were looking at, it said Fleshweaver's Hall.
Fleshweaver's Hall. Okay.
Yeah.
Creepy. Okay.
I know I can't ask because the meta, but I'm interested in knowing.
What?
I said that I know I can't ask because of the meta around it, because I wasn't sure if it's Corvair, the continent that you're referring to, or it's a certain place on the map that saw it, but that's meta. Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, she's looking at a map of the whole country, but she's
Mm-hmm.
focused on Droam, which is where she was from.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I have shivers. Chills down my spine. It's creepy. I was in love with this man, and I, you know,
No, we
I
don't.
don't know how I feel anymore.
Are you
Yeah.
talking about the dude that disappeared right in front of your eyes?
No, she's talking about
Absolutely not.
Mordane.
Okay,
He was the circus ringleader.
got you. The dude that you turned into, for a second, and then broke
Yep,
into
that
his
one.
house.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
gotcha.
yep, yep. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that book. Actually, well,
How
I
long
guess
were
you're
you,
gonna send me. Go ahead.
yeah, I'll send you notes on it. But how long were you in the circus for? Just as a DM question, because I think you said in your backstory you went in at like 14 or something, and you said you're like
I'd have
32.
to go. But yeah, I mean, I'd been there for a while. I was young when I
Okay,
left, and then he found me when I was still pretty young. I wasn't
so
gone. I mean, I was out on the streets for a while, so yeah, I would say probably roughly what you just said, like 14 to 32. Or yeah, because I just left as soon as the campaign
okay,
started.
Yeah,
So
so
17, 18 years.
yeah, roughly 20 years, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a long time to live with someone and not know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else want to look for anything or have anything they need to research while we're here?
I was gonna look for a book that had pictures of different like creatures and monsters in it.
Okay. Roll an
A picture
investigation
book.
check.
Yeah, like a picture book.
She wants to find the monster manual.
She's gonna find like a child section of like you know.
You said a
Which-
perception.
Investigation. I'm not
Investigation.
sure what I said, but investigation. Yeah.
15.
15. Good rolls. Yeah, you're able to find on your own. You're able to find something that looks like it has a list of different monsters and descriptions and kind of like drawings of them. And it looks like just like an adventure journal type thing. Is there any type of monsters in Pacific you were looking for?
I was looking to see if I could find something similar to the things we were fighting in the cave.
Okay. You don't find anything that has those particular monsters in it, but you find some that are like surrounding cold, like a cold climate creatures and whatnot. And you see something about an ice basilisk, which you remember seeing, and then
Wouldn't
you
we know
find
that those were fey creatures we were fighting, or would we not know that?
uh
Probably not.
no, I don't know that you would know that necessarily. I think that I think she would SM396 because you talked to them a little bit more than the other
Mm-hmm.
ones did, and you were able to like interpret because you spoke the Elvish that they spoke, so you were able to like understand that they were probably from Thelanis, but I don't think the rest of you would have enough information at hand, like background knowledge, to know that.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't find anything on those the specific like the little flying fae or anything that you can see.
That's all I had.
Yeah, and you do find that like the ice basilisk, and you do find that it takes orders, that it's like a domesticatable pet. So maybe it was somebody's pet, or like I said, I think I said back then that it was alerted. So it might have been like a domesticated creature or of
Uh,
somebody.
Nyack or Thalia, either one of you need anything that you need to research while we're here, or any information that you're looking to possess?
I actually do think I want to do some research. I want to take a look at a book about like animals I've never seen before because I feel like in the plains where I come from, I haven't seen everything that there is.
Okay, just like a creatures of Corvair, that type of
Yeah.
thing. Okay, roll an investigation check.
Okay. Will you hand it to me?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, I put the thing on top of it. All right, and I got a 9.
A 9. Okay. It's not very difficult. You're able to if you're able to find something that has maybe not as much detailed information as you were looking for, but something that just has like a general reference of creatures. So it kind of like has a different like the different nations or whatnot, like Droam and Brelin, Onder, the different nations of Corvair, and then it has like underneath it has like a list and like some pictures and drawings of the different types of creatures. Like this looks like it was belonged to some type of adventurer explorer, and they were keeping a log of what they had encountered.
Okay, cool, awesome.
So yeah, so you can check that out if you want, and learn a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know what kind of information you want me to make up right now about it, but you do find out like Droam in particular is filled with creatures. There's a like half the book is Droam, and then there's a bunch on the Elden Reaches as well. But in the Elden Reaches, you can tell it's a lot more. Uh, there's a lot more shifters. There's a lot more druid like activity out there. things that you would be interested in as a druid. A lot more sentient creatures, things like that. Things that, tabaxi and people that can communicate. A lot of them are from the Elden Reaches. So,
I was, yeah, because I'm always looking for a new pet. That's always my MO. I'm about it all the time. So, something that I've never seen before would be very fun, I think.
yeah. You do find like there's a whole chapter on like dragons and stuff, and then there's like a whole chapter on like furry beasts and like where you can find them. So like if you wanted to find a bear, the place you could go to hunt bears, or stuff like that. So
Like where I can find them. Okay, cool.
yeah.
You want to look at anything, Nyack?
I was going to see if I could find a book that has anything related to the weapon that I have.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for investigation.
Alright. Got a 7, so I probably don't see shit.
7. Okay.
You guys are adding your proficiencies too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't roll high ever.
Okay, so you don't find anything particularly on the weapon itself, but you do find a whole section on the Moorholds, which is the Dwarven country, the Dwarven nation that you're from. And so you're looking through there, and then you find something on the clans. There's all the dwarves are separated into clans, and it kind of mentions it mentions things about symbiotic weapons. So hold on, let me. Okay, so you're from clan Soranoth,
Yeah.
and clan Soranoth, and I don't have it in front of me, but there's another clan that starts with a T, and those two clans in particular are the ones that dwelled into the realm below in Kybir. So there's a tunnel in the Moorholds in that mountain because they live below the mountains, and they went into a tunnel and broke into Kybir through this tunnel, and so that's you realize that's where you're from, was the realm below. And so these two groups are the ones that travel down there all the time, and you realize that's probably how you ended up with Clan Soranoth. It's because they rescued you after your whole village was destroyed by aberrations and whatnot, and then and they were fighting them for you and trying to save your village, but they were too late. And then so you find those two clans in particular are very likely to have symbiotic weapons because they're the ones that went into the realm below and found them.
Okay.
But that's all you find.
Dope. Thank you.
The more you know.
Cue the rainbow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 8:08. I think we're probably good for the night, right?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about the characters or anything we want to discuss?
Are we about
No.
to level up?
Yes. Everybody gets to go to level 3. Yay!
Yay!
Oh, sweet.
Dope.
That was
I missed so
unexpected.
much.
That was
I didn't know if
unexpected.
we were going
Based on
to,
the
yeah, because I was
question.
like, we didn't find anything, so I was like, damn. All right,
Yeah.
we're probably not gonna level.
Oh,
But
we got some info.
yeah. So everybody prepare for that next week. I can almost guarantee there will be combat next week if everybody's been looking forward to that. So yeah, have your characters ready. Depending on what you'll do, of course, but I have a feeling that there'll probably be combat.
I'm gonna roll my hit points.
Ugh.
4. Sweet, I get 4 more hit points.
Mhm. Level 3.
Up to 18 hit points. Woo!
Hell yeah.
Level 2.
It's 4 plus your Constitution modifier. So.
Which is a 0.
Oh, yep, that makes 4.
Uh-huh.
I might have the highest HP. I'm just gonna say that because I rolled max like the last 2 times.
Nice.
Ardrin's the tank.
You did just get a melee weapon. Yay!
Oh, I got a ruby.
Well, yeah. But
I think I have the lowest.
what's yours at?
Like 9, 8.
Fuck yeah.
At level
I need to stay promptly in the back.
Well, it should be. Well, okay, it starts at 8, so it should have been 8 plus 3 rolls. And then what's your Constitution modifier?
I
Well,
believe
2
it's like a
rolls.
+2.
Plus 2. Oh, 2 rolls. You're right, Keith. Okay. So you should have at least 12 plus your 2
Probably by
rolls.
this level now, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what
that
was?
makes more sense. But I started with like 9 or 8. I
Gotcha.
do remember
Well,
that. I need to update
well,
my
as a
app.
druid, I think I forget what you get. I don't know if it's a D8. It might be a D6.
It's a
She gets a
D8.
D8.
D8,
Okay.
really?
Yeah, so that would have been like 10 hit points that you got at level 1, and then
No,
at level
it's
2.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
because she has a +2 to con, so it would have been 10
Right.
hit points. And then I don't know what you rolled, for your second level.
Yeah, I need to bust out my notes.
And you can't roll a 1. If you roll a 1, you re-roll. So the lowest that you can roll is 2.
yeah,
Well, that's convenient
the 10 plus
for my bad rolls.
at least.
Uh-oh, my kid's awake.
Yeah, so you should have like a minimum of 14 or a
Morning.
minimum of 16 plus what you rolled. I think. I don't know. We can work through it if you want.
All right.
It's not Sunny time, you're right.
I
You're
guess he
right.
thought he slept
Good,
through the
you're
night.
right. Good morning is when you get up.
Well, I'm guessing that we go to the inn, at the end of the night, like the back to the where all of our bedrooms are at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All right.
you'll make your way back there. Is there anything you want to discuss on the way there or anything?
Not
Again,
necessarily
this was
discuss. There's just a few things I want to do. Like when I get back to the inn, I want to investigate the fade dust that he got me, and then also I just leveled up into Arcane Trickster. I'm going to cast Find Familiar. Basically, I'm gonna use the components I had. I'll draw out a ritual, and it's like a 10-minute casting, and I'm gonna create a little white owl.
Yeah, Find Familiar is an hour and 10 minutes. But
Okay. Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I just know because of my druid. Sorry, but you're gonna get a little owl.
A little white owl. I'm gonna call it Allie.
Allie. That's cute. Okay. Did you have all the components for it? You got the component pouch, so I guess.
Yeah. That's why I got the component pouch earlier.
Okay. Yeah, I know it says you need like incense or something. But that's fine.
Well, I'll look up the spell.
Yeah, and we'll go over the formula and everything you find out about that next time because that'll be a little lengthy, and it might help if I think about it first.
But I got cantrips now as well. I'm gonna pick up Prestige or like Presto. I'll have that one. I'll have a Mage Hand and then also a Booming Blade. Some other cantrips.
Nice.
And
Okay.
the spells, I'll tell you about them later. Go ahead.
So you chose Arcane Trickster. SM or Brandy, what did you choose for your third level? Did you choose the Feywander, or are you gonna stick with your Hunter?
No, I'm doing the Feywander.
Okay, cool. And then Ardrin, I'm pretty sure you were doing Artillerist.
Yes.
Okay. And then Belkyra, did you choose yet, or are you gonna think about it this week?
Honestly, I'm gonna think about it a little bit more. But when I was reading it, I like looked at your suggestion, but I still feel like the College of Glamour is like where her thing is. I don't know, all her charms and stuff. That's kind of like what I'm reading.
Yeah, it's totally your choice. I'm just giving you
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
Cool. And then
That's what I'm kinda reading on.
I know that Nyack is the Grave Cleric, correct?
Yeah, I sent you more stuff on Facebook, replying to the
okay.
questions you asked.
Yeah, I was I was with my family earlier, so I didn't see it. But
Oh no, yeah, you're good.
And then Thalia, you chose I'm not sure which one you chose, but
I think the spores one that you had sent me after the one I sent you, because
okay.
I couldn't find the Circle of Twilight on D and D Beyond.
Yeah, I'm totally.
It's not exactly
cool.
the same, right?
No, it's not. I will totally homebrew those parts though for you that you wanted to
Okay.
include. I'm all into that.
Yes,
so.
those other key parts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what drew me in the most. I was like, ooh, that'd be kind of interesting. Spiced up.
Sweet. That gives me a whole
Perfect.
bunch more to work with. I'm excited.
Yeah, and I had a couple other things that I had come to mind, and I'm gonna look a little bit more into it now, and then I'll send it to you.
Awesome. Sounds good. Yeah, you
Okay.
can send it to me to text, or if y'all want, I can let you know my email if you just want to like type it all out, or if you have something that's like longer winded than text messages. So
Gotcha. Okay.
Dope. Dope.
cool.
So, I just needed to re-clarify, I guess.
We can't hear you.
Oh, I just wanted to re-clarify one part, with the book that I found.
Mhm.
All I got was what Megan repeated afterwards, which is Ice Palace and Regal figure.
Right. So you just looked at the front of it. As far as I know, you checked it out and didn't actually read
Okay.
it yet.
Yeah, all right.
But the front of it just had a picture of the towering halfling, and he was like, it was the back of him, and he was walking up towards, and it looked like a big ice palace, and there was like stairs, like like a bridge and stairs leading up to it, and then at the top of the stairs there was like this regal female figure.
Okay. That's all I have.
Cool. Sweet.
Potentially, we'll go to visit Ash. That's more towards Marmakayla. Because
Yeah.
you said you were really excited to go there earlier
Oh, okay.
during this game.
Did you
The
fucking say
Temple of
Ash
Shadow.
Ketchum?
The
I said Ash Ketchum. Yeah.
Oh my god. Pikachu.
That's great. Um, to be fair, I didn't come up with that name. That name was actually in the book. So,
Oh,
anyway.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So I think every other place that you guys have said that you want to go so far has been in the cogs. So I think y'all are probably going to be heading that direction now. I don't think there's anything else y'all had going that was above that level at this point. So, but at least now you're all fully equipped. You have everything you need, and should be good to go for next time.
And level 3. Now I have to
Level
pick more
3.
spells to prepare.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm checking on my other two. I know like a disguise self is gonna be one, but I can only pick like between transmute and illusionary for my spells. Besides like 4 spells total as I level.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's gonna take a while.
Probably need to give me silent image.
All right, we will be stopping recording in 5, 4,